Into this atmosphere walks the most ruthless character you have ever seen on the screen. A killer returning to the slums that nurtured him, and to the man who, strangely enough, had been his boyhood comrade.
Hey, what's good, everybody? How's everybody doing? Today is February 19th, 2022. It is officially episode 25 of the Script Hackers podcast. My apologies, y'all. And today I'm here with a special guest, the homie. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, everybody? See through the matrix reloaded, always exposing what's coded. What's good, people?
Yes. It's good to have you back, man. It's been a little minute, so I think the people are gonna be excited to hear what you got for us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Most definitely.
A lot of things to unfold.
For sure, guys. It's been an interesting week. I got a few number decodes to go over, a few articles to talk about, and then I'm gonna pass it off to Matrix. Like I said, he's got a whole bunch of cool information to share. We're gonna do a little bit of like a duo with some Saturn talk, and then we're just gonna kind of vibe out, guys. And I do just want to address, everybody in the chat. Make sure, everybody knows I see you. It's good to see all the early birds. Hopefully everybody's doing good. We're going to try to keep it rocking, And I know some people are probably curious. They're probably wondering where Neo the hacker is. And, I just want to let you guys know everything's all good. The homie's just taking a little bit of a breather, and he's going to be back when he's ready, So that's pretty much it, man. But let's get into the show. Like I said, I got a few things to go over, a few articles, and then, let's do it. So I feel like, Matrix, let me know if you heard about this story that just came out mad recently with Bill Gates says that COVID risks have dramatically reduced, but there's another pandemic coming. So this came February 18th. What do you think about this?
He's just giving out predictive programming as always. Secretly, that's what they always do. They always give you the hints, but they never tell you directly all the time.
And I mean, you know what? In a way, you could almost say he's being pretty direct here. I mean, like, you're right. They're dropping a little hint, but it's pretty direct. He's like, but another pandemic is coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, do they know something we don't know?
But the thing is, they don't tell you. They never tell you when.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So that's the thing. Like, they will say within 5 years, and then it could be the next year. They like I said, they love cliffhangers on the people, and that's what these psychopaths love to do.
Yeah,
they have a love of putting people in fear, and they eat off of everybody's fear, and and that's how they keep the grid moving. Really, of the energy grid that they take from people. They have a surface level of taking people's energy by using fear. Which is why they always say, if you stay low, they take it away and go high with it. So, definitely, and go ahead, Script.
No. I was loving everything you're saying, because it's facts. There's a definition for a word called despotism, and it basically just means to rule with like the authority of someone who's pushing pure fear. You know what I mean? Using pure fear to garner your authority, and that's something that the Jesuits were known for doing consistently. So it's true, 100%. The fear aspect is the easiest way to have someone operate in the way you want them to, or think the way you want them to, most definitely. But yeah, man, so you can see Bill Gates says this, and by no coincidence, it's perfectly by the numbers. The big 113 number, and for those who aren't familiar with the number 113, because I know Matrix is for sure, and some of you guys are in the chat, but the number 113 is the number of deception. So there's a lot of other words associated with 113, like mainstream, even the word bullshit, not true, dishonest, disinfo, like it goes on and on. So there's a lot of things. Even the word mysticism equals 113. So think about this whole idea of mysticism being trickery and the 113 number revolving around deception. But yeah, this news comes 113 days from Bill Gates' 66th birthday. And again, you can see coronavirus pandemic, and the phrase "the world's biggest scam" equals 113, which is something interesting as well. Mind you, again, the pandemic happened on, or was declared by the WHO on March 11th, 3/11. But also, just more date connections is from his upcoming birthday, or from this headline to his upcoming birthday, his 67th birthday, is a span of exactly 36 weeks, and COVID-19 equals 36 in the most pure cipher. So just perfectly by the numbers, all these stories revolving the COVID narrative. And then I got another quick story by the numbers for you guys. So give me one sec to pull that up. And this one is, again, it's honestly real short. Literally, it's just one slide. I just saw this the other day and I was like, oh my God, come on. So Minnesota GOP rep Jim Hagdorn, I'm probably saying it wrong, dead at the age of 59 after cancer fight. And what's interesting is, look at the time they posted this. This is New York Post. They posted it at 9:59. So, the 59th minute of the hour, just before 10. And again, the gentleman's dead at 59, and his name in the most pure cipher equals 59, alongside his title equals 59 in the reduction ciphers. So, I mean, again, like, you don't even really need to go further sometimes, guys. Honestly, the ritual is pretty clearly coded if you just apply the basic information in front of you. And then there was another interesting story that popped up on my radar that I wanted to share with you guys, which was the news of the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, becoming a Jewish noble. He actually won something called the Genesis. Where was it? The Genesis Prize in 2021. And basically, this prize is something given to like honorable people who support Jewish values and contributions to humanity. And I mean, that's very questionable. I mean, Matrix, what do you think about
It
that?
should have been called the Genocide Prize.
Well, here's what's interesting: is genocide, Genesis. We'll get
Uh-huh.
into it, right?
Yeah.
Because this is all again, trickery by the numbers. And look at this. So from Albert Bourla was given this award. Sorry, I spelled ward there, but given this award on his 90th day of being 60 years old. So from birthday to the award, he was 90 years old. And what's interesting about that is he was actually the ninth individual to get a Genesis Prize. So again, on his 90th day of his age, at the age of 60, and 6 is upside down 9.
Right.
He becomes the ninth person to win the Genesis Prize. And again, for humanity and contributions to the Jewish values. Mind you, in Israel, they are like the most vaccinated when it comes to Pfizer, as the government has a contract with them.
Man,
So I mean,
some people suffering over there, man. Like, they got it the worst. They can't go nowhere. They got the green pass. Those people are not really free. There's a lot of protests over there, but they keep hiding it also.
oh yeah, man, the media is doing exactly what their job is to do, and that's just block out
Yeah.
anything that can give positive traction to the mind.
And low key, if you look at how you put that 90th day and 60 year, it's like 96 is also secretly encoded with 9 and 6. But this whole Saturn influence,
Well, and since we're talking about Jewish Noble Award,
right?
Jewish mysticism equals 69, the reflection too of 96. So I mean, yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah.
Everything they do is to the T. These guys, and again, we're talking about gematria, Jewish mysticism, Jewish noble. So, And then just to like get into some more details, 9 in the Hebrew language, last and largest single digit, signifies finality, judgment, harvest, fruitfulness, the womb, duality, good and evil, concealment, truth, love, kindness. You kind of get the point. But I mean, realistically, what I'm trying to get at is the finality and also the point of good and evil. I mean, very questionable because he's being given an award for something that seems good, but we very much question if that's actually the case.
And to get on a deep end with Pfizer, Pfizer is a German company, and Germany was involved with extinction, as if you know by history from 1933.
Mm,
But it's just again, it's secretly that they have Germans doing all the extinction. It's like history repeating itself all
yeah,
over again.
totally, man. If
Hmm.
you see what's happening in Austria too, it's like such a flashback of the times.
Yeah.
100%, man,
Hmm.
100%. And just more, this list is, I'm not really going to go over every example here, but here's a lot of relevant examples in Judaism about the number 9, and we could look at a few of them. For example, um, like for example, kind of in relation to like, here's a perfect example of what we're talking about with Albert Bourla getting this award on his 90th day of his age, right? So look at this. The third bottom one. Sarai was 90 when Yahweh changed her name to Sarah and was promised a son, right? Like this is Jewish mysticism. So everything they do, again, using the practice of gematria, is all numerically coded. And the point of 9 being finality, there's a lot of significance to it. So I don't really want to go through each one of these, but you see the list there. You could pause that at one point and add to that yourself. But moving on to here, let me move this because then I can see it. So CEO of Pfizer, his title in gematria, the most basic cipher, equals 124, and he was given the 2022 Genesis Prize laureate, and that equals 241, which is an anagram of his title, which is very interesting as well. Because again, this is including the gematria is including the year, so it's very catered to the individual. And then here is the book of Genesis according to the Catholics, and here's what it says. Let's take a look. For your own lifeblood, I will surely require a reckoning. For every animal, I will require it. From human beings, each one for the blood of another, I will require a reckoning for human life. And and again, this is Book of Genesis, chapter 9. And I mean, it's just like, it's an interesting verse to come from that chapter. And this is Albert Bourla, when it being the 9th person on his 90th day of his age, to get this Genesis award. And again, we know it's the Jews and the Catholics, the Jesuits, and we know the connections. So it's all just fascinating. This verse is kind of interesting. It kind of sounds like what we think is happening in a way. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. They eat off of sacrifice, like
You know what I
you
mean?
know,
That's what I'm getting from that
that's what
that
it's all
verse.
about. Yeah, because of course, Judaism's connected with Saturn. That's why they wear the cubes on
Mm,
their head.
big
But
time.
because of Saturn's influence, you must sacrifice in order to
Facts.
gain anything, and that's part of the whole Saturn's energy itself, which is to harden and to cause sacrifice, to cause labor, to get people to go through times of difficulty. That's all a part of Saturn, which is why they have mandates. And guess what? Everybody's going through difficulty. They
Hmm.
don't have the time anymore to go to work. Anything else involving about making any money, all Saturn influence, money, time, all of that stuff is all connected to Saturn. So,
100%. One,
you know,
and well, that's actually a great point that you said, right? Because
mm-hmm,
time is money, right?
yep,
And time, Saturn is the keeper of time, and we're always working our days for chasing the
yep,
money,
yeah,
consuming our time.
right.
And I mean, we've even referenced to the point where people actually clock in
Took
using Chronos
Kronos.
to go to work, and Chronos, right?
You
You
can't get
know
more.
exactly what it
You
is. It's
can't get
like,
more deeper than that.
you can't. The mockery is real. They're really trying to tell you, like, dog, you come to work, you're clocking in with Chronos, the occult
Right.
god. And it's just like, we're stealing your time. It's like, oh my God, dude, this is just This is fucked up, man. This is just wild.
Yeah, because the origins of Judaism, and it's all related to math and all. That's why, like, it's like certain they say stereotypes or whatever, but
Mhm.
because of that, they have to be like Saturn. Technically, they're like Saturn. If you really open your eyes past the religious part, they have to have the same type of ideology of becoming more like Saturn itself, which is controlling time and controlling law
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
these things,
Um, Practically, like, almost try to become what they worship.
right?
Uh,
And even go deeper. Think about Rothschilds. Rothschilds have created central banking, and they control money. And Rothschilds are Zionists. And again, science. When you look at it, it's Saturn influence. That's keeps ciphering around this whole situation. Even Gematria is Saturn influence. You
True.
know, um, you know, that's all I can say for now about that, though.
Definitely, definitely. And speaking of Pfizer, right? And he's being given this type of award for his contributions to humanity, and providing a product that is giving much relief to the world. So they make it seem. Then you have this first study to show that comes out February 11th, which is, let me just make sure with myself, is it's the 42nd day of the year. And yeah, you guys can see the screen perfect. And what's up to everybody in the chat? I see you guys. I'm happy to see everybody pull up, man, for real. Vaccine equals 42. And again, this story comes out. I mean, obviously, you guys, we're having practically vaccine news by the numbers, or sorry, vaccine news by the numbers practically every day. But this story is a very interesting one to come out, because it says first study to show waning effectiveness of third dose of mRNA vaccines. We're just going to briefly read real quick, but it goes on to say a nationwide study from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, so CDC, is the first to show that immunity against severe COVID-19 disease begins to wane 4 months after recipient of the third dose of an mRNA vaccine, being Pfizer or Moderna. And the waning immunity was observed during both the Delta and Omicron variant waves in similar fashions to how mRNA vaccine effectiveness wanes after a second dose. Although protection decreased with time, a third dose was still highly effective. Yada yada. We always hear it. They always end these statements that seem like they're downplaying the effectiveness with, like, but hold up, hold up, hold up. It's still all good though. Um, and I mean, just think about this, because they're saying this, and then on the other hand, they're actually talking about, hey, how could we get a fourth one? Recently, they just discussed an article. I'm going to pull that up. I got to find it, but they
Mm-hmm.
just discussed that they're actually already trying to move on with a fourth one. But it's like, wait a second, you're already talking about how this third one, after 4 months, isn't even really holding it down, and that's for both of these new variants that are out. The Delta and
Mm-hmm.
Omicron. So I just, they put out the information, and people don't choose to look at it. They just choose to read the headline and be like, "Oh, see it. Look, it says 85% effective. Seems safe. Whatever. I can go to a restaurant." And
Mm-hmm.
that's why these guys don't feel bad about what they do, because they're like, "Hey, we're telling you." Like Bill Gates is telling you there's gonna be a next pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's just kind of lollygagging, like, no, 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 COVID's kind of easing up right now. Like, all the people are saying it's getting free, but like, it's like, how do you not see, like, they're giving you all the information right in front of your face? They're telling you it's not effective. They're telling you about the mask. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
where some people aren't piecing the
Hey, we
puzzle
went
together.
from cloth mask to government issued type of mask over here.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just like,
it's not good enough.
exactly. They're like, oh yeah, we got to step it up. So then 3M gets
Yeah,
their
yeah,
bank up.
yeah, and then they stock goes up. Well, if they don't manipulate all the stocks. But
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, that's what they do. Like they always like make it sound, oh, it's okay, it's all right, and people really believe in what they say. And for that, you have a lot of people who's very compliant, especially where I'm at in New York.
Mm.
which is the compliant capital. I think I don't know who's more compliant. Well,
Very debatable, man. Right now,
it's
I think we're
debatable.
all experiencing. I think all of us are experiencing how
I-
obedient
oh
our
my,
peers are around
yo,
us in this
man,
world.
I tell you this,
From whatever
man.
state, whatever country you are, we're
If
all
if
like, God
if
damn.
I if me and you was to go in like Florida, Texas, where Neo's at, and go to like Georgia, nobody gives a flying fuck.
Yeah, they're so different out in the South, man.
Nobody
You
cares,
wear a
man.
mask, and shit, no one pressing you about that. I'm like, man, why is it so
Yeah.
different?
And like I go to the gym and I met this guy who was telling me how like he went on a vacation with his girlfriend to like I think Maine, and it was like telling him he can't ski without his mask on.
God, yo, you know what? Speaking of that, actually, speaking of that, guys, I don't know if you just saw, it, but a video just went viral. Kind of, in my region in Ontario, where a skier was at a ski lodge or he was snowboarding, sorry, and he didn't want to wear his mask outside, mind you, outside, and he had a security take him down in front of his family. Then they call like 5 cops and literally just for a dude trying to snowboard outside. I'm like, bro, you're snowboarding. You're literally gonna be by
I know.
yourself in snow in the freezing cold. I'm like, oh my god, dude. Like, it's this is just. And some people are probably sitting there like, good, get rid of him. He's
I
unsafe.
know.
It's like you're just, oh my
It's
god.
it's
You know
crazy.
that picture of Arthur where he's that meme with Arthur and he has his fist
Balled up.
balled up and shit. That's me, man. I swear to God, I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Uh, yeah, man. Like it's insane. Like, these people who are really compliant to everything, even like regarding about jobs and stuff and the mandates and everything else. And so many people turned on me saying that they wasn't gonna get it and they ended up getting
Oh
it.
man,
Wasn't and then I was kind of surprised. And then my boy
very
was like, you
relatable.
shouldn't be surprised because they can't find but I think it's all about confidence too, like from within yourself. If you really know that you could handle your own situations and you don't need daddy to hold your hand and you don't need a company to give you food to feed your family, when you're able to grab something within yourself to be like, hey, I'm gonna find a way and I'm gonna survive and i'm
Fact,
going to i'm going to tell my story when I'm done. and
fact.
and that's the encouragement that everybody needs about this whole thing, because when I left my job, I was there for 15 years. I was
That's
there.
a
I made a
long
lot.
time,
I
man.
made
That's a
a. I
long
made
time.
enough to retire, but I still needed to bring in some cash every single day, and I ran into something else where it's more independent. But because it was my myself from within, I attracted that from myself.
Mm.
And you know, don't have doom and gloom because the government's going to take something under your feet. Because that's what they do. They put people, and it goes back to what we were talking about with fear and energy.
Mm.
Put people in low fear and vibration so you can't get more out of this thing they call life. And that's
I,
why they make the news and stuff.
I totally agree, man. They they really they really try to put people into a position where they feel like they have no choice, but you always have a choice. And don't feel bad if you're in a position right now where you actually had to lose your job because you held it down for your stance, because ultimately if you're not the one who compromised, I promise you, like, in the end you'll feel better. Because truthfully, I know a lot of people who've had to take in it, or have had to deal with it, and they really said, like, they felt like they were like selling their soul to take it, like. And I said, the fact that you really felt like that,
Hmm.
like, is something wrong. Like,
Hmm.
plus we don't know what's going to happen long term, obviously, but I mean, like, just the initial like reason for people taking it. And
Hmm.
it's sad that a lot of it is feeling in this compromised reason, like, oh man,
Yeah,
like, my back's
man.
against the
I,
wall.
I,
And I
I've,
get that. I'm on the same boat as the other
yeah.
people who are truly trying to hold it down, because
Mm,
I lost the job as well.
yeah.
Tip of start of the month, they said, "Hey, yo, here's what's
Hmm.
happening." And I
Hmm.
mean, they warned us for a minute, and it's just
Hmm.
kind of like, okay, like, it's really all right, all right. So I mean, with this, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but honestly, man,
Yeah.
do I feel like I took a L? Nah, man. I
No
feel
way.
great. I
Oh,
get to keep my bodily autonomy, my
you,
freedom, my spirit, and there's always opportunity.
yeah, and you get to run, walk, jump, yell, scream, move around, shake around. People are paralyzed, paralyzed from not knowing what was good for them, you know. And there's people with regret also that don't
Big time,
realize,
bro.
you know. And there's people who haven't, you know, there's couples are not having their kids come out correctly and stuff. It's really interesting how the next 10 years will go down, you know.
You know,
And
sorry to cut you off, but I feel
no.
like if you were to go around
Mhm.
asking people who had it and don't have it and say, hey, you don't have it. Do you regret your decision 2 years in not having it? And then going to people who, you know, have had it and saying, hey, do you regret your decision having it after, you know, however long they've had it? I genuinely, this is speculation, but I genuinely feel like the people who you know who don't have it, they'll be like, no, I have nothing to regret. Like life's the same
Yeah.
practically, you know, like yeah, shit changed, but I mean nothing changed for me, my health,
Yeah.
etc. You know, whereas other people who have taken it and didn't really want to take it, you're gonna get a lot of man, I wish I didn't, or I don't feel like there was a point, like, you know, I could have just held off. And there's all this like double talk, you know, not
Mhm.
double talk, but like regret, basically, just like resentment,
Yeah.
like shit. So, you know, not for everybody. Obviously, there's people walking high and mighty, like, yeah, I got it, and I'm willing to get a 10th if I have to. So,
Oh yeah, you seen that lady? She was bragging, a comedian. She was bragging about it. She said she got all of them, and then
boom.
got
Case in
all.
point, Heather McDonald.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, she's on her comedy show in
yeah.
Phoenix, and yeah, she says, "I got all 3 shots of my shingles and my flu shot. Jesus loves me," and drops
Boom.
down.
In
They're
three, two,
super,
one.
yeah, super staged collapse. You know, it
Yeah,
just pure mockery. But you know what? Actually, that's a perfect transition.
yeah,
Perfect transition into what I want to show you guys next. Actually,
yeah.
so check this out. There's this article that came out from Reuters, and they had some interesting words to say. But again, like always, these articles always dance around it. They bring a serious topic of discussion up, but don't really address it fully. But the headline, and again, this is pretty recent, February 9th, goes risk of new heart problems jump after COVID mRNA shot, side effects no different for cancer patients. My apologies. And here, let's read this up real quick. The following is a summary of some recent studies on COVID 19. They include research that warrants further study to corroborate the findings, and that has yet to be certified by peer review. Risk of new heart problems much higher after COVID recovery. Long after recovery from COVID, people face significantly higher risk for new heart problems, a large study has found. Um, I just want to stop there real quick.
Mhm.
We like there's already been tons of stories that have come out and studies that have explained how pericarditis, myocarditis, and just in general heart inflammation associated with these mRNA shots is they're trying to say that there's no connection, but they're bringing that point up. I'm not saying there's a solidified connection, so I'm not putting those words into my mouth, but I'm just simply saying that there seems to be a lot of interesting correlations. You know what I mean? And I find it funny how they word this. It's almost like planning for it in the future, because they're
Yeah,
saying long after COVID-19 recovery from COVID-19. So they're trying to kind of give people like a reason to believe why it's happening other than it being the poke. You know what I mean? It's like, no, don't worry. We told you it could happen long after you recover. Like
I
it's not that thing you took. It's what you initially caught.
I
It's
think
like,
I think the NHS had like a commercial of a soccer girl player collapsing.
yeah. Yeah, I
And
posted
something.
that one actually. Yep,
Okay, yeah, that was
exactly.
you. Yeah.
It was British Heart Foundation that posted that
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
And actually here, you know what else is crazy is Pfizer actually bought a company called Arena Pharmaceuticals for $6.7 billion, and this company is actually here. I'll pull it up actually.
6.7. Ain't that
Yeah,
sacrifice 67?
yeah. Blood sacrifice, human sacrifice. Oh, sorry, Arena Pharmaceuticals, Pfizer, 6.7 billion. I'll show you guys why I'm bringing this up, right? Let's see here. Boom. Okay, so what's interesting about this is the company that Pfizer recently acquired for 6.7 billion. They're actually a company that deals with like inflammatory disease,
Mhm.
and I mean, the mockery is just beyond belief because it seems like they're getting prepared
Right.
for a problem that's
Yeah.
going to come,
Always.
and they're gonna have the cure, and then they have the initial cure, and then they have the solution to the cure to the problem that started
Uh-huh.
from their initial
Uh-huh.
product. If you get me, guys, if you're
Or,
following, I worded that weird, but
order out of chaos, pretty much.
that's it. Exactly,
You
and
know, yeah.
exactly. Order
Mhm.
out of chaos. And let's see, I don't know if this article mentions it, but the guy who actually helped Pfizer get this, his name was Michael Gladstone. Yeah, there it is. Mike Gladstone, right?
Yeah.
So this is the guy that actually helped Pfizer like acquire this deal for 6.7 billion. And man, this stuff is so coded. Look at this. So his full name, I searched him up on LinkedIn. It's obviously Michael. Look what
Yeah.
his name equals in gematria.
Oh, Michael's 33. That's the
But,
33
but, but,
name.
but look at this. His
Yeah.
full name, 67. And he's the one that helps Pfizer
Oh,
get this
put your share screen on.
6.7.
You try to put
Is it not sharing? Oh,
no.
my
Yeah.
apologies, guys. Okay, here, let me show you guys. Okay, look at this. So you have this individual here, Mike Gladstone, who's the global president and general manager of Pfizer Inflammation and Immunology in the company, right? So he's the guy who
Mm.
is the person to get this deal to happen for how much? A whopping 6.7 billion. So thanks to Michael Gladstone, we got it for 67
and,
or sorry,
and his name
6.7
as the
billion.
86. Are you serious?
And yeah, exactly, exactly. And what Matrix is pointing out is right here, guys, is the blood sacrifice,
Oh, that's
the
crazy.
human sacrifice code. And again, this is all about inflammation and they're trying to get ahead of the curve, stating that they have what they need for it. So again, 6786 is
Wow.
grimy, man. Grimy. So guys, man, just don't feel bad about your decision if you held off, if you feel like you're missing out. You're not missing anything. Trust me. You're I think you're on the much better end of where you need to be for the time being. Obviously, things will change, but just keep your head up, man. Because they're like Matrix said, man, they're trying to rule by fear, and they're using that Saturn energy to do so
Mm.
24/7. Shit, man. I'm so happy whatever job I had wasn't a Chronos clock-in machine or something.
Well, I was in the belly of the beast, so you already know we had that, and they were offering a lot of mandates and stuff like that. So, I was in the middle of it all. I've seen it. I've seen like what they've done to patients and stuff, and practically they leave them in the room, and you can see that they have like issues breathing. But I will say this: it did look like people were hit by some type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So I really still fill in for the whole. People think 5G is a psyop and a hoax, but
Mhm.
it's not
No.
really. I mean,
It's
there's a
not it's not at all,
yeah.
actually.
It was
It's so not at all, actually. I actually have a presentation too that, because I really
mhm,
started to look a little bit more deeper into that.
yeah.
Because, it if you look at it at a very surface level and you only see certain things, it could seem psyopish,
Hmm.
but there is a lot more evidence to lead you to see why that actually could be something to watch out for.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Perfect fucking transition. I have another article that I found that came up on my radar very recently. Let me pull this up here in a second. Boom, here it is. It was from CNN. I'm going to share my screen to show you guys. And what's up, everybody? I'm glad to see everybody here, man. 55 people, 33 minutes in, man. That's love. And just again, everybody, hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling blessed. It's a Saturday.
I want to shout out your moderator Denise. I think she also follows me too.
Hey, shout
I
out to
appreciate
me.
that. She said I'm really great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Love, man. Love. Yeah, we got great people in this community here, man. The chat's active too, and I love to see it. Guys, look at this, man. Look at this. Just want to make sure it's sharing. 3G. So okay. Let me start here.
Mhm.
On February 3rd of 2022, so the third day of the month, CNN puts out this article stating that 3G networks are shutting down soon. A scramble to get users to upgrade is underway. And what are me and Matrix just talking about right now? How they're trying to push 5G networks.
Yeah.
Well, if they weren't trying to push it so hard, They wouldn't be diminishing the previous networks. And you know what? Here, I actually understand the telecommunications industry somewhat fairly well. And they actually have been knocking down older networks, because they're completely obsolete because certain people aren't using certain types of phones. But 3G networks is something that could be used for still a very long time because
Hmm.
honestly, a lot of people still have phones that are capable of 3G or actually only good with 3G practically, or built during that time.
Mm.
And having that technology would allow people to escape the, the the constant impairment of having that 5G on you at all times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I mean, this is a perfect segue to what we were talking about. But again, 3G on the third day of the month. Why that's fascinating is because in January of 2022, they said that on the 5th of January they were going to release. It was AT&T and Verizon
Yep.
releasing their 5G on the
Mm.
5th day of the year.
Yeah.
5G, fifth
5G.
day. Now we have 3G on the third day. It's all
Mhm.
fucking numbers, man. They
Yeah.
didn't end up doing it that day. I think you know about that too, but they pushed it back to the
They
19th. And
postponed it. Yeah.
so
So 119, right? All CNI.
exactly. Exactly, man. And it's the network that has its eye on all of us.
But
It's allowing
but they lied. They lied. It was already on. I don't
Oh
believe
yeah,
they
yeah,
be
yeah. Dude, no,
lying.
no, it was
Yeah.
on. Like
It's
people
already
literally
on,
had
man.
5G on their phones. Like
It's on already. What you mean?
it's been on. Yeah, yeah, 100%, man,
And
100%.
and I want to share something. Like anybody
Sure.
who's in the neighborhood or whatever, if you notice, you see more like those panel towers and stuff. Like they, script they put them on water. The water towers. And do y'all
Yes, yes,
have
yes.
that over there? Yeah,
I
they
know
put
exactly
them
what you
on
mean.
water
I
towers.
can tell because I've been looking at ones in my area, and I'm like, bro, is this a fucking water tower or 5G
Yeah,
now? Like, I'm
they
confused.
they put them on water towers, but
That's
if you
sketchy, man, because it's playing with the water free. I don't know. I don't want to
yeah,
go
no,
there,
no, no,
bro,
no, no,
because
no,
they're
no.
gonna.
I will, but I know how to say it. I'll say it
Fair
like this.
enough.
Like, yeah. So when what it is that it manipulates the water, and I know you guys heard about like HIV connected with, with what's going on or whatever. People who are oculated might have HIV or whatever. But the thing here is that um it connects with them trying to manipulate the water because there's like a scientist. Actually, the scientist, you know what? I should have told you this. Damn. The scientist that discovered HIV is dead. I think he just died recently.
Really,
Yeah.
really, because
Ju-
Pfizer or sorry, Moderna is making a test trial for an mRNA HIV vaccine.
Exactly. And
So,
and that's what's gonna go on. And we're gonna talk like this, but that's what's going on with the water. They're manipulating molecules where the water is not the same anymore. So just think, yeah, water holds frequency. Right on the money, David. Perfect. Yes. So that's what it's leading up to. So yeah, we're gonna have to have oxygenated water, or we're gonna have to take care of ourselves. I'm saying like this: they want to hit us in all corners.
there you go. You just took the words out of my mouth. They are
Yeah.
trying everything. Like they are like, look, because look, you guys have to remember, like for the people like us who are choosing to stand our ground, they're like, shit, we couldn't get them on that. So how else are we gonna do it?
Right.
We're gonna do it with things they can't avoid using. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's just, again, everything we do is we have a choice in this. We all have a choice. The thing is the choice is either you want to participate in all the worldly social constructs that they created, like the movie
Right.
theaters. And literally, the Jesuits created the movie theaters, 100%.
Mhm.
And just moving on, you want to
Mhm.
participate in their education, you want to participate in their
Mhm.
music, then sure you can do that, it's your choice, but what comes with that choice is follow these rules, or you can be on the outside of that realm. Unfortunately, you might face social stigma, but again, do you have the choice to do that? You do, man.
Right.
Everybody, man, woman, it don't matter, you have the choice to do that.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's
It's up to
tough.
you.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's easy, trust me, I am not saying it's easy, but I'm not saying it's that hard either in a way
Yeah.
to just say, nah, fuck it, okay, I'm gonna just do this. Then no, if
Yeah.
everybody's doing that, I'm gonna go this way.
Exactly. Because when you look at it, when you like me, when I went to pick up a fucking cheeseburger, the
Mhm.
bitch in the store is like, "Where's your mask?" And I'm like, I'm gonna stay outside until my order is finished because I'm picking it up off of DoorDash.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't have to stay in the store. I could just walk out. And of course, I gave him a 1 star anyway.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
still, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Dude, it's
you sound lame. You sound, you sound
well,
lame. Like,
it's just
you
like
know?
it's like I find it crazy too that like some management are still telling their staff to, enforce it on people. It's like, why are you putting staff through this? Like, like people shouldn't have to govern other people. That's not like, think about the word govern. Like,
Right.
just why should anybody have to govern? No one should govern anybody. Everybody should have their free will, and everybody
Right.
should be able to do
And,
what they
and
want.
and that's what we were. If and we're gonna go. I'm gonna go deep. But that's what we were prior to a government even existing. Is that we were here free will, do what we want. We had abilities. We had all these type of things that reach all our different areas in our brain. But because of the system of Saturn, they don't want you to go past so-called 5% of your brain and all that stuff. I mean, think about it.
And yeah, and Saturn's the all about limitation.
It is about
Exactly.
limitation.
Exactly. So they
And
don't want you to go past a certain, yeah, like you said, it's spectrum
right.
of your mind.
Yeah, they don't want you to go past that. Like, think about why they took out music in school and why music is horrible now. They had music in school, band class, orchestra class. I played orchestra for like 7 years and I didn't care, but I wanted to be in music. Kids don't even have a choice like that no more. You
Well,
know?
I don't know if you remember seeing that story. I think it was in like Maryland or something,
Mhm.
but this school made the kids stay in like little bubbles so they could
Oh
all be
yeah.
shielded from COVID while they play their instruments. So there was like little man, I gotta find it, but yeah, it's just you're right though, that what they're doing, man, it's just
Mhm.
pure restriction on anything creative or
Right. That's
anything
why
that can give you long-term fulfillment.
they want everybody left brain and not right brain. You know what I'm saying? And right brain makes you more free. Left brain is more logical. And again, what is the left path? It's associated with what evil, right? So again, it's the same typical garbage that they always put out for people to eat up and don't realize that they are. And that's why, like, we have to detach. Like, everybody, like, even though we do this work, you got to detach from this stuff, because again, we follow what's evil and expose it, but sometimes you need a break from this stuff. And because of you seeing all the results of what people don't really speak about.
Mhm.
It's very dangerous that nobody's not aware about how deep, that they're doing us totally wrong. We have to be able to maneuver ourselves to remove ourselves from this box they put us in again. And everything is a Saturn influence.
Oh,
Cube is a box, hex is a box.
well, you know what's crazy, man, is again, once it just everything makes more sense the more you know, because the whole idea of people working 9 to 5s in a cubicle. And then I go
Yeah,
on later in life to understand about Saturn and the
right.
occult, like the idea of it being representation of a cube. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my God, dude.
yeah.
I'm like, oh God. Like everything just piles
Oh
on the
man,
more you
with
know. Like,
even more, I'll tell you a real ass kicker right here. The ass kick is like your phone is the black box itself. It's the black mirror.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, your
exactly.
iPhone is the black mirror. Is the black box, like deliberately
Factual.
telling you in your face that the laptop is boxed. Everything is black and white. Coded and exposed. While people don't realize how much they're and like I say, like I say about everybody with religion, and you're innocently don't know what's going on. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
that's the best way I could say, is like you're not realizing the innocence that
Well,
you're
a lot of blind worship. It's
yeah.
fair to say there's 100% a lot of blind worship in every
Mm,
religion. Every religion. This is not to
yeah,
pinpoint any specific. I'm not even going to say a name of a religion, but this
yeah,
just goes to show for every religion, people are born into it from their family. And
right.
think about it too. When you're okay, like let's say you're a person from like a Muslim faith, right? But
Mm-hmm,
you grew up in a Western culture,
mm-hmm,
like you grew up in UK, you grew up in America or Canada, right?
mm-hmm.
Things are going to be like different for that individual because they were just born into that culture. Not necessarily will they be that faithful to it and understand it unless their parents do like a good job of doing that for them, right?
Right.
Whereas if they grow up in the country where that culture is predominant,
Mm-hmm,
then they're gonna have like less of blind worship and a bit more of like understanding because it's the root of the country,
It's
but
like values.
exactly. But
Yeah.
at the same time, there's tons of people that are even growing up in those countries and still know nothing and blindly.
It's like
Oh,
that's why I tip. I don't say tip, but I always say innocently because you don't know. You know what I'm saying.
yeah, exactly. It's,
You're
it's
very
not like they're
naive for
devious. It's
yeah
not like just because they don't know they're evil.
right.
But unfortunately, if they get the chance to know and they choose not to see it, that becomes evil.
Right, cause like even like with like you said, Muslim country, like women can't show their face or whatever, unless it's their husband and then their husband cheats on them all the time. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's a contradiction. That's what I'm saying. It's like a pool of contradiction, a pool of innocently being blind. It's a mess. They knew to pull a psyop like that, in order
Mhm.
to keep everybody under control. Very geniusly and genius out of war move.
Man,
You
they say,
know,
hey, Jesuits behind the art of
Yeah,
war and
yeah,
Sun Tzu.
man. How to fight somebody without fighting. That is the
Yeah,
art of war.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know that you're not supposed to fight. You're supposed to defend yourself.
yeah. These
And
guys
then,
don't have to lay a hand.
yeah, and then you jump people. That's how the art of war really is. It's not a one on one. It's more of power grabbing and displaying imperialism at the same time. So, well, that's the same thing, but it's power grabbing and imperialism. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying is like you know, we, and shout out to everybody who's in the chat.
for
You're
real.
here for a purpose. But again, if you was to think more with your right brain, you will realize the value of freedom. And staying away from this so-called logical state of being boxed in.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
100%, man. I think again, the one of the biggest issues is people who I find people who don't know about this stuff and you try to put them on a little bit of game, the first thing they ask you is like, what do you get from this, right?
Yeah,
And I say, wait a second, hold up. Why are you asking me that instead of asking me about what I just told you? You're running around saying, what am I getting from it? That
yeah,
means immediately you're already dismissing any value from it. You didn't even
ex-
listen to it. And
exactly.
and they're not realizing that my point is educating yourself is powerful. Once you have more knowledge, things start to get more clear. You start to understand, oh, wait a second. Maybe I shouldn't start participating in this, or maybe I should stop supporting that, or I should start doing this. But
Yeah.
people don't even want to start. Like they're just off top, like just limited. They're very much in this Saturn mindset. It's just it sucks, man. That's how a lot of people initially view certain information, man.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, and I wanted to bring up something. I see Jay in the chat. What's up, Jay? He said something interesting that I wanted to actually talk about at one point. I
Sure.
forgot about this. He says, I think that the poke shedding is a bunch of BS. His whole fam's got it except him.
Hmm.
And, nothing's necessarily happened to him, despite his family having multiple, pokes, right?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the poke shedding? Because I personally, I just
Hmm.
want to get it out of the way quick. I
Hmm.
don't think it's it, I don't maybe I don't understand it fully if there's more to it. Personally, I don't think there's anything there
I,
because just like he said, I've been around tons of people that are
I've
dealing with it.
I got you. So my client and their family I deal with, they're poked. Well I'll say oculated, but if you was to have sex with someone who's oculated, you will have something on you, definitely. Like that right there is 100%. Like
Can I ask you something? Is
mhm,
there anything that you could help to further point people to look into something like that? Because me myself for that,
mhm.
I am curious. So if you want to drop a link or something at some point, there's no
Yeah,
rush. You don't have to do it right now.
yeah, that's some Telegram talk there.
Fair, fair, fair. That'd be cool to point people in a direction at
But
some point where they can
but
get something.
there was
Doesn't need to be now too.
there's been many people who's been complaining about some type of discomfort when their partner is oculated. So
Okay. Okay. So
and
see, I'm not saying, guys, that it's and just as my opinion, I just want to clarify. I'm not saying that it isn't a thing. And I haven't heard anybody around me personally, and I'm kind of waiting to hear something to further solidify or see some very damning evidence or something.
Rick James said his sweet lady got the is oculated.
Hey man, it's tough, man. Again, like Jay said, it's family, our spouses, is our homies. It is what it is, man. It's at this point you can't pull it out of them. We already tried to tell people at the jump. A lot of
My
people did.
my answer to that is detoxing and pine needle tea, and just make sure you detox the best you can. And that's the only way is detoxing. And when you take like zeolites, you can have you can take dandelion root, chlorella. You know, these detoxing agents are very potent. You have fulvic acid, you could take drops for that.
Dope, dope.
um
Okay.
what also helps your body to get strong from people that's taking your energy is magnesium, electrolytes you could take. There's a lot of things you could take to help you survive out here. Spirulina. There's a lot of optional things you can have. I'm looking at my whole collection right now, but
Nice. No,
um
this is good. This is good. I think there's a lot of people who are in this community that had to. Well, I never want to say the word had to take anything because, like I said, no one has to do anything, but they've taken the product and they want to know where they can get some info, like Rick James, So, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. If you don't even mind repeating some of those things
Yeah.
so people could, hear them.
Yeah, all right. I'll break down what you will want for detoxing is dandelion root. Try that out. Make sure you don't have any allergies. That's number one. Dandelion root is good for detoxing. Chlorella is good for detoxing. Spirulina is good for detoxing. Zeolites is another thing that's good for detoxing. You can have fulvic acid, which is great for detoxing. And there's also a spray called TRS. TRS is good for detoxing from like chemtrails also, and all these other things also help you detox from chemtrails also. You could take these, and that's practically it. Those are the ones that I take the most. Oh yeah, you could take black seed oil also is another good
Yes.
detoxing agent.
Black seed oil is
Yeah.
a key component and should be incorporated into everybody's life.
Yeah, definitely. You could do something with you could water down apple cider vinegar.
Yep,
Make sure
yep,
you
yep.
water it
Oh,
down.
yeah, apple cider vinegar. Oh,
This
man,
is
be careful,
strong.
guys. Oh, that shit make you wanna yak sometimes. Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Another one that shifted my soul was when I had foolishly sipped on oregano oil.
Oh, dog, I've done the same, bro. Because what was I doing that for? I think when you have a cough or something, it helps
Yeah.
with the cough, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I just like, oh, let me sip.
Oh,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, my whole life, like my
Flash
soul
before your
walked
eyes,
out.
bro.
Yeah, my
So
eyes was all red. I was all hot, and
fact,
my throat
fact.
was burning. I was
Bro,
like,
the
oh,
throat is
yeah,
oh, man. Oh,
yeah.
god.
My soul left my body that day, and yeah, but you might want to just do some drops in your drink for that. But yeah, these agents alone help a lot, and they're very pertinent for detoxing. And that's another thing too. Like we all have to detox. Like I said, even mental detoxing, taking a break from being overwhelmed. Mental health detox, physical detox, spiritual detox, like everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and that's what we have to do as they don't teach us this stuff. They tell you cut your hair and take a shower every day and make sure you work out, but nobody say detox. That's
Yeah.
one of the key
Well,
things
even
too.
work out, like, I still to this day, like, it's just
Mhm.
crazy how the top doctors and experts, none of them advocate for, like, healthy eating and working out. Like, I swear, like, I
Right,
I feel like I never like, you would think, like, the sheep would be like, "Yeah, that is weird." Like, it's
right.
been 2 years and still they haven't even just said simply, like, "Fucking go for a run, you fat
No,
ass." Like, I don't
yeah, I know.
fucking get it. I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? It's been
You
so
know what?
long."
You know what's so funny is that the fat doctor smoke a cigarette will sign you off for some heart medication any given day.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
crazy, man.
I,
Like, I don't know where people's heads are at, unfortunately. Some might question that the poke is just influencing the way they think. And maybe it's the science, maybe it's just the social engineering. I think it's just honestly the constant social programming in society is
Yeah.
really taking a toll on certain people who are already robotic to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has just taken them. And guys, like I said, we haven't even jumped full-fledged to the climate change agenda, the other 56.
Oh man, you know
So,
what I'm saying? Oh, that
I mean,
right there.
that's a
I,
whole
well,
ugh.
we could just stay on the top layer of that, but like, yeah, like even that alone, like they're looking forward to telling you to stay in your house because there's too much sun or there's too much smog outside. Like that's how far they want to push this whole thing. They want
Yeah.
they want to push this thing so far to say that you exhaling is a tax. You shouldn't be
Mhm,
exhaling because
mhm.
it's a danger. Cow farts is dangerous. Stop eating meat because cows are farting. They're messing up the whole ozone layer. It's ridiculous. Like gas, we have to, and even with that, and I spoke about that too, because they want to take away your gas oven, your gas heating house, put in smart meters, which is connected with 5G, by the way, put in smart meters and put in, electrical heating, and all of these things so they could just shut your shit off any given time, and then they have this new rule coming out with the Green Deal here in America
Mhm.
that if you're gonna make a house, it has to pass these rules and regulations of electricity. So they want to get rid of gas, anything, As I'm telling you, it's control.
It's pure control, man. And hey, someone said something in the chat. Now they're saying too much vitamin D will make you very ill. And you know what's funny? There was actually a study that a guy did where he took like 20,000 milligrams in like one day of vitamin D. And guess what, guys? He didn't die. Everything went fine, actually. I mean, it was just too much. It's a lot, but
Yeah,
it's not healthy. I'm not saying go do
right,
that, but just to say the least, it wasn't life threatening. So I mean, there's definitely, I don't want to say there's always too much of something, but I mean the point being is they're just clearly pushing people away from anything that isn't the product, the poke. You know what I mean? It's like if it's not this, then you're not doing it right. That's essentially
yep,
what it is. Pure herd mentality. Throw herd immunity out the window. It's herd mentality. That's what they've been going after the whole time.
right.
And I just want to point out because some people are like, "Whose voice is who?" And there's no face and stuff. I'm talking right now. It's me. It's script, and then it's the homie Matrix that you're hearing with the more cooler New York voice that he's got over there.
Yo, dead
You
ass.
know,
What's up, son? What
what's
up,
up,
B?
son? What
Hey, yo, what up, B? Hey, yo, it's the New York nigga right here. What's up? Hey, yo, what's
right
good?
here, man? Come on, man. My guy got Tim's on in his house, B.
I got Tim's on right now, yo,
In
and
his house.
I got my New York fitted on too. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. The brim tinted and every come on, man. Jeez. No, we just playing. So yeah,
Uh,
I just want to clarify for you guys. But yeah, man, it's just we are witnessing the most craziest craziest manipulation of the
yeah,
minds right now. And it's lasted well, here, let me check the exact date. And we're gonna calculate from March 2020 till the day we are right now. So let's see the exact day. Today's the 19th. Today, guys, actually is the anniversary, the 2-year anniversary of rapper Pop Smoke's death. For those who don't know.
oh, Bashar Jackson.
Yeah, and it's the guys, remember, it's the 50th day of the year. He was connected to 50 Cent and I
Yeah,
mean Curtis Jackson, Bashar Jackson, old enough to,
yeah.
potentially be his kid. Hey, I'm not saying he's his kid, but there's some weird shit there. But anyways, it's been exactly 710 days since the pandemic was declared. Guys, that's a long fucking time. That's a
Wow.
long time. When you put it in days, hey, you know what's actually wild right now? The first thing we covered today was Bill Gates, 113 days from his birthday, talking about how there's going to be a new pandemic, right? Look at this. I'm going to share this because wow, look at the natural synchronicities that happen. There's definitely an organic side to numbers for those who are curious. Wow, this is a trip. I'm just tripping out right now.
Mm.
From the day the pandemic was declared, March 3/11, to today, is a span of 101 weeks and 3 days, 113.
Hmm.
And I mean, hey, I specifically said let's measure back to 113 date. And the first article we discussed today, for those who weren't here to see that, was this article here, where Bill Gates is discussing 113 days from his 66th birthday, how there will be a new pandemic or another one potentially coming. So, just it's crazy though. We're 101 weeks and 3 days into this, and there's still some people with like 4 masks on, and
Oh man,
very concerned about what's happening still.
that
Oh,
right
actually, let me say another thing. I'm sorry, but
there.
Canada, and my side of town, they're actually planning on March 1st, easing up on a lot of restrictions, and claiming that we're getting more back to normal. But believe it or not, there's some people who don't think that's the right decision, and that we should stay in this perpetual state of lockdown and shit. And I'm like, man, we're 710 days in, and y'all niggas is just
I know.
like, oh my God.
I've seen that, and I was asking you like how you hold it down, because it's like everybody's so compliant. It's like
Bro, it's
the
fucked
whole
up, man.
country.
It's crazy, man. Let's put it this way, guys. I'll be completely honest with you. When I bump into someone who doesn't have a mask on outside, or we have a good conversation, or they're on that same level, mentality or frequency, I really get a positive feeling after that. I have this like euphoric feeling, because I'm like, wow, like, it's good to know that there's people like this. But I hate to say, guys, the reason why that feeling is so grand is because it doesn't happen a lot, which is the shitty part. It's very rare I come across people who get what's happening, And there's people that like kind of get it, but like they're caught up in like the left and right paradigm, and I'm like, dude, you don't get it, man. Like you're still fighting for liberals and conservatives, or you guys would say Republican, Democrat, but it's the same
Right.
shit. And it's just like, oh my God, dude, like that is not going to save you. Like, do you not see that they're just rotating the power every 4 to 8 years?
Yeah,
It's a perfect cycle.
that's what they do over here. They play ping pong. They ping pong
Ping pong,
everybody.
baby.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. Yeah, and it never, man, they're hitting every shot too. These
Yep.
niggas is
Yeah.
precise.
Yeah. They ping pong, because over here in America it was all about hate, and then you had Trump come in, clean up with the whole liberal rights. Then you circle around again. Then you bring back liberal rights. So they ping pong, and I feel like the next president here is going to be Republican, because everybody can't stand Biden. So again, ping
Well,
pong.
you know what? That would be okay. So right now we have the
Mm,
Jesuit Trudeau in Canada. Then you got
yeah.
the Catholic Jesuit Biden in America. Both the same sides of the spectrum, the red side. Sorry, the Democrats are blue for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Democrats are blue. Sorry, so yeah, that's the opposite thing in Canada. The liberals are red, and the liberals and the Democrats are the same. Basically same ideologies for the most
Mhm.
part. And anyways, that would be crazy if you had that happen, where you got a Republican in your end, because
Yeah.
it's very likely that Canada is going to get a conservative moving
Yeah,
forward. So
that's how they do it.
it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're plotting it country
Oh,
to country. It's the
even
same Jesuit power
even
coming in.
even here, right? So everybody don't like who, I can't say this, the dumb bitch name, Hook or whatever,
Oh yeah, I say
governor,
Hochul. I know it's wrong, but
the Hochul, whatever, the
whatever.
governor of New York. They
He's
can't
so
stand her.
fried.
But they're like, oh, we gotta get somebody in red in here, and we need to change everything, because prior to, we did have a Republican governor. It was Pataki. Then it went
Mm.
to Elliot Spencer. Then they had the whole thing about him getting caught with prostitutes and shit. But anyway, yeah, it
What?
was
Come
hilarious,
on, man.
hilarious. And then
And
I
these are
got,
the people in power
yeah,
supposed to
and then
govern us.
no, I got another one for you. So the next one was a blind governor. He was blind, and he got caught using money, taking his kids to school in a black van and all this crazy crap. But
But wait,
anyway,
he was supposed to be blind?
yeah, he's blind. And
God
he
damn,
cheated on
bro.
his wife too. He cheated on his wife also.
Bro, this nigga's pulling multiple
and then
finesses.
and then another one with Andrew Cuomo again get caught with women. So you had 3 governors straight caught with women. Okay,
And it wasn't Andrew Cuomo. He's the 56th, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the
yeah, I
56th
think so. Yeah.
governor, and then he's also the guy who won the Emmy. And I'm like, for his basically his
Yeah.
performance on how he covered the COVID
Right.
narrative.
Of
That's
course.
how you know it's straight
It's
acting.
staged. Yeah.
Straight acting,
It's,
straight. Why are they giving him fucking Emmys, bro?
I
This thing's
know.
on the news.
I know.
What? Like, dude, that blew my mind. That story, I was like, hey, isn't this weird that this guy on the news is getting this Emmy
Of
for his
course.
story? And they're like, yeah, that is pretty weird, but like, I don't know, what can you do? Like, oh, the basketball game's on. I'm like, oh, you're fucking
But they give newscasters Emmys over here too.
crazy, man.
So
Like,
everybody's an actor. It's all staged. What more proof does it take for you to know that the news is not real? Like, it's staged, you know? They give it to you right there. Like, there's no other way around. Like I said, left brain thinking, it's logical. Oh yeah, it's on the news, it's real. You know? That's how they get everybody. They put everybody's mind on a conveyor belt to accept everything, you know?
yeah, and right now, I mean, one of the biggest ideologies that the Catholic Church has been pushing for years is something called the common good,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the perfect scapegoat to push any narrative they want. It's amazing because you just basically say like, "Hey, we want to do this to the world," and then
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "But the reason being, even though it might affect some people, it's for the common good because later it'll benefit more people." And
Mm-hmm.
that's purely their motto of, for the greater glory of God, or by any means necessary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To just do what they got to do to get where they need to be, whether that
Mm-hmm.
means hurting people in the process. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, it's like, how do we work with this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do we tell people that this is what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, how do
Mm-hmm.
we get people to see this in a way that makes more sense to them and doesn't seems worthy of, or it seems worthy of paying attention to and not quick to dismiss, you know?
It's just like what my close friend told me, because we've been close friends for like over 18 years. He just said, "Yo, man, we just chosen to know this stuff, man." And in a way, he's right. You know, it's like everybody's just not meant to get it.
Yeah.
Even like with the calculations, like they, people have to get it. It sounds fucked up, but it is what it is, because like it's no other way people could learn. There's no other way. Like this, the spirit itself is just not there. Some of these people, you heard of NPC and all that, right? Like the
Mhm.
NPC person, like they're like a controlled person.
Yeah.
They're bot.
It's like that's like in Grand Theft Auto when you're walking
Yeah,
around
man.
with all those
Yeah. Hey, why you push me?
people.
Hey, what you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all
Like
bots.
they gotta get mauled over, and that's just and that's just what it is, and I think secretly the elite is applauding people who's not going for it, and the elite is laughing at people who go for it.
I agree, man. I think one part of them has this strange, like, okay, good for you. You actually held it down. But the other part of them is like, oh, you fucking bitch, I'm gonna get you anyways. Like, you know what I mean? They still want to get you, but yeah, they're almost like, hey man, some people held their own after
Yeah.
710 days.
Right.
Still holding strong.
Yeah.
Whereas many have, again, you gotta imagine, like, they're lifting. So okay, so to go back on the restriction things,
Yeah.
March 1st, they're stating that some things will change up a little bit and ease up a little bit more. But there's still some things that are restricted, like masks are still there, and it's up to company, or it's up to stores if they want to choose, if they want to ask for QR codes. So the waters are still mucky, and plus they can always bring back all these rules under the guise of an emergency.
Oh yeah.
So they've already laid down the groundwork, is what I'm trying to get at.
They primed the minds.
Oh yeah, they primed the minds. They got us ready for distancing and mask, censoring on media. Like they've done it all. Like all of these 2 years was like a test trial.
Yeah.
And that's why Bill Gates is like, hey yo, y'all don't get too comfortable.
Right.
Keep that N95 on. Maybe
Right.
put another one on. Because we got more for you. So
I still see that. I seen that at the gym. I was like, this dumb motherfucker.
dude, me and Neo on last show were showing Will I Am's super mask. It's a $299 mask that he's selling.
Yeah.
And his advertisements are like people running and doing physical activities in these like high-end face masks that have like air filtration. I'm like, what?
It's nonsense.
Who goes out for a workout and just says, I'm gonna put on a mask, a whole mask? It's like friggin', I'm in Canada, so Celsius, we're like 20 degrees, 30 degrees Celsius. That's hot.
He went Well, I am when everybody look like Daft Punk. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like straight robots. It's the transhumanism agenda,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I posted this clip on my Instagram of this kid who was sitting in a chair about to get poked up, and I guess he, just like a lot of kids, they don't like the needles and all that stuff. So they gave him VR to keep him distracted while they gave him the poke. And it was sad to see because I was actually hanging out with a buddy of mine a little while ago, and he has VR, and I got to try it, and I was like, man, like after I saw him using it and I was just like staring at him like in this VR world, I was like, man, this shit's so weird. Like you can't
Yeah.
even see his eyes. And then imagine like people with mask and this on, you can't see any of their face. They're just in this trance state. I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, the transhuman agenda is so real. It's if someone couldn't see it, it sucks, man, because it's happening.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do something about the metaverse because it fits in with the Great Reset about you own nothing and you'll be happy. You
Dude,
know.
I love that you said metaverse, man. You're
Hmm.
saying all these words that transition perfectly
Yeah,
into a quick article that I wanted to share.
yeah. Drop it down, man.
Guys, there's an article because Matrix just mentioned the metaverse, and I don't really have too much on this. I'll be completely honest, but I saw this headline that popped up, and it says that Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg wants to call employees, wants his employees to call each other meta mates, and
Ew.
the new moniker is sparkling widespread mockery both
Oh,
inside and outside the company. So MetaMates will replace the Facebookers after the Silicon Valley based owner of Facebook said. So I mean, honestly, again, we've discussed the metaverse a little bit here on the show, but look at what MetaMates equals in gematria.
oh, I gotta see this one.
You got that lovely 56 in there. And I'm
Oh,
just like, look, man, we know what's up with the whole metaverse. It's
wow.
literally just the biggest form of mind control. Um, it's just again, everything they do is coded, man. Everything they do is coded. Whenever I see that 56 surrounding Mark Zuckerberg and it's about the metaverse, knowing the metaverse it's literally the ultimate push for mind control. You know,
Yeah,
it's just I don't want to say the ultimate push, but it's definitely a next step. It's a huge stepping stone in their agenda to destroy our frontal lobes, man.
yeah. No lie. It's so petty that L'Oreal put in a patent to basically own their products in the metaverse, so they have like
Oh
metaverse.
wow! Do you say
Listen,
L'Oreal like the makeup?
yeah, and listen to
That's
this.
makeup, right? Yeah.
Yeah, listen to this. They're gonna have metaverse perfume.
How are niggas gonna sell that?
I don't know.
I mean, Japan's working on lickable screens, but not smellable ones.
They're gonna have metaverse perfumes, okay,
Damn.
with your metaverse glasses, your metaverse jeans, and your underwear. All right,
Man. People are gonna be. There's gonna be some lonely, sad people, man. Some
and
lonely
yeah, I
people.
know, and they already had metaverse sexual assault that happened, and it's
Have,
crazy, man.
have you seen the movie? It's called Parallels. I think it released in like 2016.
No,
It's
I
kind
didn't
of
see that.
it's a really low key movie. I don't really watch movies, honestly. I really don't. But I randomly came across this movie, and basically they they basically go into this building, and it takes them to different time periods in the future,
Hmm.
and they start to see like how society is in different parts of the future. And at one point, they go like pretty far into the future, and it's this very like uh overly authoritative world where like you gotta scan your hand on things to get access, your face
Wow.
ID. People are like lonely. The internet is just this hub that everybody lives in. And I mean, it's a good example anyways to show what's to happen. Predictive programming. The movie's called Parallels for those who want to
Parallels. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, it's messed up, man, where they're taking this, man. Very,
Yeah,
very messed up.
they don't want you to own anything. That's where it's gonna go, unless you have a way of having some type of wealth to curve it to tell them to fuck off. But if you're working at McDonald's or any fast food job or whatever, or you're not making enough, they got you. You know, because they're gonna make you submit, especially if you live in a city.
Mhm.
Because again, when you live in a city, you're renting. You don't own nothing. They want to turn everybody into a city person where you don't own
Facts.
nothing.
Facts.
You
Facts. You
know,
live in a condo with no space,
no space. Yeah,
which leaves you to the point to live a minimalistic lifestyle, which one could argue is like it's nice, but I mean,
yeah,
it would be nice to have that on your own property with your own land and you still live minimal, not
yeah,
being secluded in this box, as we know the cube, the box mentality, right? Like it's
yeah. There,
you don't shop at a farmer's market, you shop at the grocery store that's connected to your condo under you. Like everything is like, we don't even want you to leave, just stay here.
yeah, it's crazy. You know, we're gonna have to just figure out a different solution because they're so ridiculous that they want to put drones in the sky to check if people are farming on their property. Like it's gonna get ridiculous. I'm
You're
telling
right,
y'all
man. You're
guys.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Because you're not messing because you're messing up the ecosystem of the green and
Yeah, they're gonna
you're
say you're selfish. They're gonna somehow
yeah.
get people. Guys, Matrix is not wrong. There's gonna be a point where your neighbor
Ridiculous,
is gonna be like, "Are you gardening? Are you
right?
really gardening,
I'm telling you, man.
sir? Do you know it's a summer day on August 3rd and you're gardening? You're oh my god, you don't care for the environment. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'm calling the town
Yeah,
municipality to come
and look,
soon."
I'm calling the town,
What?
and then because I wanted to chime in, I forgot it slipped out my mind. Like with the 5G, most buildings are credited, not credited. Most buildings are paid to keep those 5G towers on top of their buildings. They pay a lot of money, like $15,000 a month. Some big buildings get 15,000 a month. Some get 10,000. Some get five. So they're
And yeah,
they
guys, we don't know what that's gonna affect in these people's
yeah,
bodies in years to come working in
right.
these facilities.
And they want, I think in the UK and even over here, they want it where even your neighbors can have them on top of their houses.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's where this
That's
is
where the
going to.
battles of neighbors
Yeah,
are gonna come now.
yeah,
And that's all they want is conquer and divide because they know that some people are gonna agree with the agenda and some
yeah,
people won't, and that simply causes the divide that they're looking for. As divided we fall, united we stand, or
yeah,
something like that. You know the phrase, but
yeah, man.
it's a factual phrase,
And you
although I paraphrased it wrong.
and using money to make the people become complicit to destroying their neighborhoods. It's like drugs. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the same thing all over again. You
yeah,
know.
man. It's amazing that again, I remember like just hearing that, at one point, like, as life goes on, like you'll come to see that the people who seem to be telling you the truth or leading you to the lies, and
Hmm.
the ones who are telling you true information will be demonized. And the older I get, I see it every day, man. It's
Yeah.
100%. Anybody who tries to speak out on any level, whether it's talking about esoteric, talking about, detoxing, whether it's talking about whatever they want to talk about, and that's not in line with the agenda,
Hmm.
they are, judged, stigmatized, pushed to the side, censored. But
Yeah.
then people try to act like there isn't a problem. I'm like, this is so confusing. How are we not, again,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, people don't speak out, so they don't really witness the censorship. People like us, we're trying to do this so we can experience the censorship because we'll have, you know notices or bans or
Oh
takedown
yeah.
or
Yeah,
post
man.
takedown or whatever. So
Survived it all. Deleted TikTok, close to 10K.
they don't want people to go far pushing certain
Yeah. YouTube had 3.7 gone. Been
things.
there.
It's and
I,
that is only done to demotivate the person pushing the
yeah.
information,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah. It's whatever though. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, whatever I say will live forever because it's true.
Yeah,
You know?
and people, we never know, like, there's people who can screen record these, which we always recommend, or download
Yeah.
them and save them to their personals. Always recommend it, guys. If you hear something, definitely do it. And I wanted to just point out one last article, and then I was going to pass it off to you to start,
Okay.
your segment.
Sure.
But and it was just super quick. I just wanted to show this because I brought it up, but I couldn't find it till just now. We were talking about how the third dose, after this new study pointed out, that is losing its effectiveness after 4 months, and they just found this out. However, during the time pushing out the third dose, they didn't know that, but they said it was effective.
Hmm.
But
Right.
anyways, then you have that news come out, but then literally Days later, they're like, hey, but anyways, we're going to approve a second booster shot. You know why? Because the other one only lasts for 4 months. So they're like, hey, bruh, it's 4 months is up. You need a second one. And then another 4 months, you need the third booster shot. And at that point, you're at a total of 5 shots. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, just wanted to bring that up because I said it earlier, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, here's the article. It's from The Guardian on the 19th. And again, we're talking about COVID-19, 19th. But you know what, man? I don't even think that's fair to say because every day all they talk about is COVID.
Yeah, it's just brainwashing. Like even like here in New York, you listen to the radio. You need to get. You need to. You need to. You need to. You need
That's
to.
literally
Yeah,
it. That's
the
literally it. Same thing in Ontario, man.
the
They have
news.
Oh, you know what one of the advertisements is? I
Yeah,
was driving and one of the advertisements says this. Uh the mom gets her kid a flute, and
yeah.
then the kid starts playing the flute and he's not doing the best job. And then there's like some narrator. This is just a radio ad. And the narrator goes, Shelley did two things, or Shelley did two interesting things, and one right and one wrong. And maybe the wrong thing was getting her son that flute because he's probably not too good, but he'll get better. But the right thing she did was getting her son vaccinated. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, get out of here. And I'm just like, people are seriously listening to these ads, but they're
Yeah.
not. The thing is the people who have the poke, they're not listening to these because they're like, oh, it's okay, I complied, I got it, I can go to the restaurant, like I don't really care. Like,
I
yeah,
know.
it's fucked up, but I don't care. Like I have it.
Yeah,
That's how they think, man.
you're not lying because even a family member of mine was like, "Yeah, my mother tried to fight it," and she was like, "Yeah, I tried to fight it for work, but we tried, but I got it now. Now I could go to all the events now." I was like, "Bitch, are
That's
you
it.
serious?"
They're like, oh, I don't have to stay at home so much anymore. I can go
I was
get
like,
a cheeseburger and
I was like,
diner.
I was like, motherfucker, I ain't going over your house, nigga. It's a wrap. Too
Sucks,
much.
man.
My family, it's over. Like most of my family is over. Like I'm not going to nobody's house. And I don't care who hear this. If any of my family members hear this and you calculate it, I'm not going to your house. I'm not sleeping over your house. Or none of that. It is what it is because I have to protect me. Okay, and
Yeah,
that's
you
just
got to
what
do
it
what
is.
you
That's
feel
how I
comfortable doing.
feel, and that's just what it is.
That's
And
fair, man.
I'm
That's
not.
fair.
I'm not with it. Only deal with clients who are calculated because it's money. It's a transaction. But I'm not. I have an option. Unless y'all all drink pineapple tea and start detoxing, I'll come over. But
That'd be hilarious if every time you saw them, you just had a cup of the
I
tea.
know,
Like, hey,
right?
here, how are you? Here, just have this tea before you
I
talk to
know.
me.
Yeah, you know what I'm
It's like,
saying.
here, no,
But
this is for you. Trust me.
but but for
No, that's
sure,
fair, man. That's fair. At the end of the day, like we have to choose how we want to moving forward with this.
yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't want to ultimately. Here's one thing I just think too is
Hmm.
we have to remember that this is a tough one, man,
I
because
know.
we're feeding into their agenda by dividing ourselves from our people. You know what I mean?
I know
They
what you
knew
mean.
that's so it sucks. Like I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, I
I
know.
totally get it. But then I see this other sad, dark feeding into it side where it's like, wait, that's what they wanted to divide us.
Script. I'll give you a personal story. My nephew, he got it because his daddy told him to get it. But I told him like, yo, man, we gotta get you on some detox and some pineapple tree, man. We gotta hang out because I got love for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And he didn't want to do it because of his family. See, that's the thing about a lot of people. A lot of people suffer from family pressure.
yeah,
He had a
yeah.
family. He's a young guy. He's under 20. He's under 22. He had
Mm,
family. He was pressured by his family to do it, but
most definitely.
like,
A
but
lot
I
of people are in school having to get it because they're like, man, my school's telling me I got to graduate. And I'm like, that's a
you
fucked up situation, man.
yeah, I heard that too, and I know there was a young lady that hit me up. She was like, I got it because if I didn't get it, I would have to go back to Sudan, and I wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to stay here as an international student and all that. You know,
that's a lot to put someone through when they didn't expect that, being like an international student. So
uh,
and I'm sure they didn't want to get it. And that's that goes back to the thing I was saying earlier, which
right,
was if you were to go around interviewing people after 710 days of this going on and the ones who don't have it and say, hey, do you regret your decision not getting it 700 days in? And then you go ask someone who did get it. And I honestly just feel that the people who got it will say,
yeah,
nah, I kind of wish I held off, or I waited, or I only got one, or you know what I mean? Like they have
Yeah,
all this doubt. Whereas the people who didn't get it, they're like, nah, off top, I'm blessed. Like their answer is so quick. They don't even need to think about it. They're like, nah,
yeah,
some of them are like, I have my girlfriend. I want to go out with her. I'm like, okay, I get that. But hey, at
mm,
least you held it down.
yeah.
You held your ground, and you didn't sever relationships, but you held your ground at the same time.
I know, and that's what it is. It's like the devil's candy,
Dude,
like.
100%. This is the man. Okay, here, let me give you oh man.
I,
Okay. Now, you know what? Whatever. I'll move on from that. I
Nah,
had a
yeah, because I know you highlighted like someone said you have to have compassion, and I do have compassion, but I'm just saying like
yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen 5 years from now with these people. We don't know. And do you want to be part of a lawsuit, or do you want to be a part of I was smart and I didn't know what happened, but I had a gut feeling that it wasn't gonna go good. You know what I'm saying? This is our lot, and they teach us not to be selfish. We have to be selfish about our health, and we have to take care of people too. But we have to be aware of ourselves.
Well, sorry, I just want to point this out because I've
No,
seen like memes about this statement. My man David says
uh,
unvax semen is gonna be worth
absolutely, baby.
money.
Mine's
Ladies,
gonna
man,
be
give your
big.
opinion, man. Give your
If you want,
That's so funny to me.
you want a 34-year-old fresh off of no
Pure blood?
fapping. Yeah,
Hey,
pure
my man's
blood, no
PP.
fap. You could contact Reed, just email. I'm just playing.
Oh man, hey man, I could only imagine that, and that goes for both sides of the spectrum, whether it's women and men.
uh,
Uh, I think we're all searching. Some people are out there searching for that special someone, and they're now the next thing that they've had to add to their search is unvaxxed. They're like, shit. I never thought I'd be looking for that
well,
too.
well,
But,
you already have dating apps putting it as an option.
this is true. Yeah, this is true. They're
Like
segregating
it's
into the dating
just
ads.
like you don't get swiped if you don't have it, and it's oh well, that's better for me.
Yeah, yeah. My man JJ says, JJ no Johnson and Johnson, but he says, quit your job if they make you get it. Do you want some sort of neurological problem, sterilization, or a slow death over a job you can find somewhere else? 100% fact. That's
Yeah,
it, man.
yeah,
He said it.
and I just want to also add in like, see me, I've seen a lot of videos of victims of what happened. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, there's a Telegram called it's called COVID-19 victims, and over 100,000 stories of what happened. It's over
Hmm.
100,000 stories, 100,000 people, 100,000 family members, all putting up what happened, and you could see it yourself, guys. If you have Telegram, I've seen what happened to what when it doesn't go the right way. Well, it ain't the right way, but I've seen what happens, and I'm telling you, you guys will think you will just not accept it at all. Too many videos, and they shadow ban all of them. But
I've seen videos come across my radar, and I've seen some pages that broke through the algorithms and got to share them
yeah,
on the big platforms. And yeah, man, it's sad, man. I have very conflicting views when I see these videos. Usually if it's like a younger one, when I see them having any problems, I'm very disheartened, I'm very sad
yeah,
about it. When I see someone a little older, I'm a little bit of the same feeling, but also kind of like, you had a choice, like what are you gonna
right,
do? Young
yeah,
people, like if you're like 10 years old, dog, like, because again, a lot of people were early on in this whole pandemic and stuff. People would say, "Oh, what, you didn't get vaccinated when you were a little kid?" I'm like,
yeah.
well, obviously, I probably did. I had no
Oh
choice.
yeah,
I'm a
that's
fucking little
the
kid.
uh,
What do you want me to do? Punch my mom and be like, "No, I'm not getting it." Like, dude, what?
yeah,
Like now that we're older is a complete different story now. Now you
yeah,
have the choice to control what happens. And if
yeah,
you still do what you do, that means you made a conscious decision.
yeah.
And you can't sue. You can't do anything after
That's
if anything
the
goes left.
that's that manipulation. Like that's like psychological warfare. Like you're trying to make a point out of something that's old or whatever. Even that's even
Exactly.
and even if you use that anyway, it wasn't good regardless, because if you go back to 1600s, nobody wasn't doing this. So don't tell me about what was good. People were taking herbs in the 1600s. Nobody wasn't worried about the next poke or anything regarding to that. And that's the problem too. Real quick, script. That's the
Oh no,
biggest.
yeah,
That's the biggest problem, is that we didn't have all of this stuff in the 1600s. So how did we get all the way here now? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Like, we
yeah.
survived without it. We could survive further without it.
100%. There's
But
100%, man. Natural immunity is always shown to reign more powerful, and there has been tons and tons of great books out there that, unfortunately, a lot of the titles are like you say them and you just get like banned right away. But
I
there's a
know,
lot
right?
of good books because a lot of the titles are like strictly like anti Pope. Like
Straight
they
to
tell it
it.
how it is. Yeah, the title is telling you how it
Yeah.
is. Like one of the books that's on my head is Horrors of the, and then you fill in the blank.
Okay.
But so you know what I mean? Like they're very aggressive titles, which is good. They're trying to get you to read it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of information that, yeah, tells you about the whole industry. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if you're aware, but
Mhm.
pharmacy, the root of that word is like pharmakia,
Oh yeah.
which means like witchcraft and sorcery.
Absolutely. Even like right aid is righteous aid. Yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
dude, it's the more you know, knowledge is power. You see how they are playing with us in every facet of our life. You clock in at Kronos, you go to the pharmakia for your medicine or your sacraments, aka your Catholic sacraments. It's like, oh
Yeah.
God, dude, it's just they have
Yeah,
mm,
you go on vacation, you go on holiday, holy day. Yeah. Yeah,
shit,
they
man.
play games.
The weekday morning. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, you know, I was okay. I was thinking about this the other day,
Yeah.
but then I thought about something else after I thought about this. I said to my boy, I was like, because you know, we talked about on the show how like words like morning, good, like you know, and
Oh
weekend
yeah.
and stuff. All of them have a very dark
Mhm.
connotation and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I hate personally me. I actually hate saying good morning. Like I hate. I never
Good
say
good
morning.
deaf. Good deaf.
Yeah, I never like my whole life I hated saying morning.
Oh,
Like people would always be like morning, morning, morning,
I
morning, and
know.
I was always like, "What's up? How's it going? How you doing? How you been?" Da da da. Like
Nah,
you know,
me too at
and
work.
and
Yeah.
but I didn't really know too much about the whole spelling, casting, and stuff
Oh
at that
yeah,
point.
that's deep,
But
man.
but once I knew, like it just only made sense why I hated that word morning. And then I thought about it. I was like, "Yo, what if I say like grand rising?" I was
That's
like, "That
good.
sounds cooler." But then I was like, "Why does that sound Masonic for some reason?" Like
The
for
Grand
you
Lodge.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Grand Rising, my brother. But at the same time, it sounds so I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's something interesting. That's my other word, or that's my word I go to though if I want to say good morning. I'm like, all right, Grand Rising to you too.
Yeah. Oh, how
You
you
know,
doing? Yeah, even like the word hello, hell is low. You know, these it's
there it is.
obvious theoretical words and stuff. Like, it's obvious the theory behind them. Like,
Pure
you know,
wordplay.
you're gonna just catch them, bam, you know, real
Yeah.
quick. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pure wordplay, man. Pure wordplay what they're doing to us, man. But that's pretty much it for my you know whole stuff in terms of decodes and some news articles, and then I want you to, you know, let people know what you got going on. Guys, Matrix got a lot of cool information to share, and we're going to do some talk about more talk about Saturn, but he's also got some more information too.
Yep. All right.
And I'm just
Okay.
checking out the chat too. It's good to see everybody again, man. It's good to see everybody. Hour and 32 minutes in, 65 people holding it down. It's good to see, man. Let's make sure we're getting those likes up so we can, you know, share and make sure you're. Oh, let me pull this up, Matrix. Actually, before
Yeah,
you
sure, no problem.
because this is good for me and you. It's good to get people to find out where we are. Make sure you subscribe to Matrix's page. See through the Matrix Reloaded 2. Because you know, as he said, he suffered censorship, so
They
he's
deleted my first one.
and obviously, you know, you're on my page and then Instagram, and that's both of us on Instagram. We both got
Mhm.
the see-through, but we spell it a little differently.
Of course.
So you know, hopefully you guys
I
find it there.
I might rearrange my whole thing too. I was thinking like see through the matrix within. I was thinking of going that way because you know,
You
I
heard
want to,
it live, man. You heard the thought process of
yeah,
Matrix Live, guys. Tell them what you think, you know, or you
yeah,
know,
because you know, we fight everything from the outside, but we gotta clean everything from the inside. So, You know, that's how we beat the without from out of us. We have to win the war from within to win everything outside. You know,
100%,
hmm
100%. And
yeah.
yeah, man, I just wanted to put that up there, and then yeah, I'll let you take over, man, if you like, and share what you got.
Oh yeah, I'm ready now, man.
All right, for sure.
You
Oh,
could
okay. Oh, yeah, true. I gotta click you in.
you
All
could
right,
drop
I'll
the
change
share.
that next time so
Mm-hmm.
you can have more control and stuff.
It's all good. It's on my. It's you see what I got here?
Boom. There it
Okay.
is. So yeah, we see it. You
All
guys
right.
should be able to see it too. This is Matrix pulling up his part of the presentation.
All right. We're gonna talk about BlackRock, which is like the obvious name ever. Like your name is BlackRock. If you guys don't know, Saturn is connected with Black Rock, also cubes. You know, a hex, six, cube. When you see, you know, when I was young, I used to like to draw cubes on paper. And you
Yeah,
know, you really just drawing sixes, drawing six
that's
boxes,
100%.
and you don't even realize it. You know.
I want to show people the imagery to what you're saying too, real quick.
Go ahead. You can switch
You know,
over. It's all good if you want.
just the
Uh,
imagery of what he's saying, just so you guys could see, right? These cubes, these squares, these six sides, these 6 points. That's what Matrix is referencing right now.
mm-hmm.
All right, I just want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
show some picture to it.
Oh yeah. I'm about to get to that too.
Yeah.
Let me get back on here. But yeah, so you know, BlackRock itself, you know, what a joke. You know, you got this guy named Larry Fink, Larry Stink, if you ask me. But you know, he created BlackRock, supposedly created BlackRock. BlackRock owns the world. I don't think y'all realize that. They own the world. Like their portfolio and stocks, they have shares in every single big company, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, blah, 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 blah. They even have shares in stocks that's gonna have short squeezes or whatever. Like they control algorithms of stocks. They do a lot of share manipulation and all that. But allegedly too, let me be clear, you know, this is, we don't want the SEC coming on Scripps podcast, but but you know, when you look at Larry Fink, right? So Larry Fink created this in 1988, BlackRock itself. So when you use the satanic cipher, which use sixes and is connected with Saturn, because Satanism is Saturn, Satan, Santa Claus wears red because it's connected with Satanism and all that stuff that you secretly didn't realize. But if you use the initials of Larry Fink, LF is 88, just like the year that it was made in 1988. So that's not a coincidence at all. And again, BlackRock, which is the cube of Saturn, that's what it technically is. But you know what's interesting about BlackRock's logo? They don't use Saturn, but it's a reference of Saturn. You know, you'd be foolish to not think that because it's BlackRock, and you can see here is a black rock. You can see that there's a cube base right here. But these cubes are all over the world. Again, you know, like you talked about religion earlier. You talk about with when they worship Mecca, they worship a black box. And you know what's crazy about that? If you was to find the emoji, there's an emoji of the black box too.
Yeah, the Mecca. Well,
That's crazy.
what's even crazier about
Yeah.
that is in the Mecca, right? If you spell out Kaaba, because that's what it's called. In Islam, it's called Kaaba.
Right.
Kaaba. That equals 7 in the most pure cipher.
Huh.
And they go in rotations around the Kaaba, which is translates to the word cube 7 times, right? And we know cube is Saturn. How many rings does Saturn have according to NASA? Oh, interesting. 7 rings.
Right.
So these
Again.
you see this symbolic esoteric worship hidden within the religion of cube worship, Saturn worship. 7 rings going around a black cube 7 times. The word Kaaba translates to cube. Kaaba equals 7. 7, like it's mind blowing, man. And sorry, I wanted to say one thing. I just as I noticed you pulled up Larry Fink's his information, and I quickly just checked his I hope I'm not spoiling it in advance, but I checked his birthday, and it's November 2nd, 112. Very interesting number, but I noticed that it's the day leaving 59 days in the year, and BlackRock equals 59 in reverse full reduction.
Good one. Yeah.
So that's just crazy. It's perfect, but I'm gonna let you carry on.
No, that was good. That was a good assist right there. Because I really just went on Larry's name. I just wanted to just get on a rock, but that was a great
No
Great
sweat,
catch.
man. No
But
sweat.
yeah, but like BlackRock 31, just like Cube is 31. Not a coincidence.
Perfect.
It's not a
That's what I'm saying.
coincidence.
It's perfect.
I mean, come on, like
Perfect
it's not a coincidence at all.
at all.
And then, just like Script had this photo, Saturn is the secret god of the occult world. Saturn worship is everywhere, from
Everywhere.
logos to secret societies. Everywhere. You can't miss it. Capital One, Direct TV, Internet Explorer, Saturn. You
Hmm.
know,
Oh, we got so much pictures to show.
I
I
could go.
know
We
you
could
got
go
a
on
ton.
and on. Yeah, we go on and on about
We'll
that.
definitely
Like,
show some pictures, guys, of all
I
the Saturn
mean,
worship.
and then, but this is the thing. Somebody said that the Vatican owns BlackRock. Wouldn't be surprised, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wouldn't be shocked. But Larry is 74, just like the Great Reset. So this connects. The reason why Larry connects with the Great Reset is because technically what they're doing is they're buying homes, they're buying property, so you don't own nothing. And
Hmm.
that's part of the Great Reset. You'll be happy not owning nothing.
And,
And that's the whole point of this guy owning BlackRock, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
100%. And
mhm,
and something that's interesting too is the phrase "the Great Reset," and I think it's English ordinal, also equals 151, which is the 36th prime number. And the
mhm,
whole purpose of the Great Reset pretty much came about after COVID
COVID.
19,
Mhm.
and COVID 19 equals 36.
Yep.
So it's perfectly sequenced agendas through prime numbers and numerology and BlackRock intertwined.
Yeah, it's definitely intertwined. But yeah, this clown here talking about totalitarian governments is more better than democratic governments because people don't have a choice. Like, come on, man, directly telling you where they want everything going. But BlackRock, this is a good blog too. They're basically saying that why you should be scared of BlackRock. Funded by Larry Fink in 1988, BlackRock is most powerful Wall Street fund in the world with 9 trillion worth of
Nine.
worth of assets under management. That's larger than gross domestic product of every single country around the globe, with the exception of China. And I want to be clear too. BlackRock has a hand in China also, and I know we had like a talk on Instagram about China is also connected with Jesuits also with the
Mhm,
communism concept, and then also
mhm,
too the communism logo of China is also a Saturn logo turned
mhm,
sideways. You
mhm,
know,
mhm.
but
Yeah.
if you were to make $1 every second, you would be worth as much as BlackRock in about 240,000 years. Okay.
So no lifetime could ever imagine the
I
wealth
mean,
that
come
they
on,
have.
man. I know you're sick of it.
Not even
Yeah, there's plenty of companies, powerful people that have enough blood money to grind everyone into a pace. But why you should be particularly scared of BlackRock, the enslavement plan, print tons of monies. What does that sound like? Stimulus.
Mhm,
Tax you on unrealized gains from number go up, claim you are using it to create infrastructure jobs, which is a lie. That's why they had Jerome Powell, who's crashing the stock market now. Stock market is going to crash. It's still going to happen. I know I told you I think I told you when you was with Neo.
mhm.
When I jumped in that time when I was in the chat, I was like, it's going to crash. That was in January, but they trying to wind everything down,
Seems
blaming
like
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
waiting
blaming
for
it
a
on
break.
inflation and all this stuff. Yeah, so that's what they've been saying. So the head of the Fed, who's pushing points of inflation and stuff, inflation is going to go up in America in March. It's already up now, but they're
Yeah,
lying.
I was about to say
Yeah,
it's
that's come
scary what's
on.
happening with
They
gas, food, and everything,
they keep
everything.
lying like we're not doing it. Yeah, I did it already. Okay,
Yeah, dude,
but
it's
but
horrible.
but what's going to happen is that now they've been saying, oh, we've been making jobs, we have a lot of jobs out there, everybody's been working, you could go to work and come home and be able to feed your kids. All lies. Because again, if you have a job and you're not making at least 90,000 a year, 100,000 a year, I don't even think that's even enough yet, because there's people in New York making 100 grand and complaining. So like,
Facts. No,
you
dude.
know
Oh my God. The yeah. The standard of living is getting so high that people who are making money that we thought at one point was good are still struggling.
yeah,
Like what is 120,000 salary anymore when your lifestyle is well beyond that, or the
right.
cost of things just forces your hand.
Right, right.
Fuck.
Because here in America, everybody keeps moving to these
Yeah.
cities, and like Texas, Austin, Texas, and they moving to Florida, and pieces of Florida's being, because what happened is that when you jump into a city and everybody move in at once, it causes stress, and then everything goes up. It's like a stress factor.
And it
Prices
does
go
the same thing you were running away from happens where you move to.
same thing all over again, right? And and that's what's going to cause a housing crash. And here in America, everybody keeps building houses but don't have none of the the parts and everything, because again, there's shortages, nothing's being
Yeah.
done.
Same on
So
our end too. Yep, we can't
so
get parts.
now you have BlackRock, and BlackRock, and there's another company that keeps buying houses,
Vanguard?
but they keep buying houses and buying houses and speeding up everything where nobody else can build their stuff either. So they're clogging the lanes to build in neighborhoods. Like, it's insane, man. But anyway, get you relying on government assistance, which is the UBI that's coming. They already have UBI
Big
in
time.
Georgia, and they have UBI in Oakland over here. So again, that's another thing. And raise tax and realized gains. So again, they're gonna catch you with, like I said, global green tax. All these other fake taxes, pretty much. But anyway, but
People will eat it up.
if you're the big three asset management firms together, being BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, they control a collective of $15 trillion. That's roughly 70%. We already know what's that? Coronavirus is also 70, but on the United States GDP. But yeah, man. Ever since, and this all connects now because the market is looking to crash. Housing market's going to crash here in America. It's going to be a worldwide affair anyway. Everybody's going to be screwed. But but like I said right here, but this isn't why you should be terrified of BlackRock. You should be terrified because they are linchpin between Wall Street and Washington D.C. Jesuits. Right, it's come on. I mean, come on. During the 2008 housing crisis, when the government bailed out too big to fail giants like Lehman Brothers, Citigroup, AIG, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, who do you think the Federal Reserve hired to clean up the mess? BlackRock, and that's what's happening. BlackRock is the Jesuits, but it's also the big brother of all the mess that needs to be cleaned up. So, like again, BlackRock's buying houses, they're buying businesses. They're gonna be making single family. They're gonna be making multifamily homes with rentals, where you're just gonna be happy renting your house for the rest of your life. No generation wealth passed down, and that's just where it's gonna go. And again, if you don't have no type of wealth or anything to help you, you're gonna be renting those homes, man. You know? So that's where it's going. I'm done with that. Like this one said here, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy about it. That's what Porky Pig said right here. Okay, Porky Pig had it.
And it doesn't his name like Klaus Schwab? Doesn't it sound like a villain? Like it literally sounds like a typical like you're watching Austin Powers or something. It's like Klaus Schwab is going to take over.
Yeah, he's gonna swab y'all.
Yeah, swab your bumhole. Like I swear, it's just like, bro, how does people not realize this guy's a pure villain, man?
Yeah, your own
such a villain.
And the quote here: your own nothing, and you'll be happy about it. The U.S. won't be the world leading superpower that's going on right now. A housing market crash and stock market crash. And you won't die waiting for an organ donor. So they're going to have a 3D printer printing out body parts. Unbelievable. They're going to be printing out body parts script.
Yeah, I believe it.
They're going to print hearts, toes, ankles, bones.
And then we're going to come to find that those probably don't work out at all.
No, you're just going to fall apart.
Destroy. Yeah, exactly. That just totally destroy someone.
And then you will eat much less meat. Meat will be an occasional treat, not a staple for the good of the environment.
Possible meats, guys. All these new fast food restaurants trying to ease it into you by introducing these new possible chicken nuggets. It looks gross.
Let me tell you something. When I first did vegetarian, like I was eating Impossible Burger and I was eating Beyond Meat. Yo, that stuff stink your house up, man. Like it just stinks. Like
I never cooked it or anything.
And they have an ingredient called humane in it, like humane. What do you mean humane? Like
yeah, true. What is it?
Humane or something? Yeah, humane, like and the red smell is just gross. Like, and they have like Beyond hot dogs and
Yeah, I've seen all
More, and guess what? They got like breakfast called Morning Star, the devil.
that. No way, dude. Oh
Yeah,
my
they
God,
have
Morning
Morning
Star.
Star. Yeah, which is vegetarian name of the devil.
That's how they do it, man. They doesn't Manly P. Hall have that quote where he says, once the world starts to understand like symbolism, the world becomes a lot more clear. Like because
Yeah,
if you just see how they have it in front of you from what you just mentioned to
yeah,
clocking in with Chronos, it's all there. It's
all there.
everything's in our face.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's crazy. And like
Just
this
because
one,
we don't educate ourselves, we don't get to know, and that's our fault, not their fault.
yeah, they'll like I said, factory your brain, put it through the conveyor belt. News, go to work, get tired, media. It's like a conveyor belt. They put you in a conveyor belt of a loop anyway. Like they get you either way. Like you're on your phone all day, or you're not using your brain.
At all.
You're not using your brain at all. I'm happy I do music. If I didn't do music, man, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. Cause
They
like,
music is a beautiful tool of usage
yeah,
of your mind and a creative scale of your mind and letting you really just reflect on yourself and
yeah,
express. Music is a really good outlet, whether you putting it out or this
yeah,
is just for anybody, but whether you make it for yourself and you like to vibe out to your own music, your own beats, your own whatever, guitar,
mm-hmm,
whatever you do, you're a bassist. It's a great form of expression. Music,
yeah.
just like anything in this world, there's goods and bads to anything. And yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like or and even with that, like back to the right brain talk real quick. Like
Mm-hmm.
drawing, at least you could draw, put something together. It don't have to be artistic. You could do puzzles, and you could do a lot of things. You could learn how to fix something. Like
You could paint, man. You know what, guys?
yeah,
You know what? I can't lie. I'm about to go buy a canvas, and some paintbrushes, and just get little baked and just start painting a little bit because that's what I've just been vibing. I just want to paint, listen to some music, and do that. That's something that's been on my mind. So yeah, man, definitely, we should
mm,
all find avenues to express ourselves. That's the
yeah,
biggest thing, man. Don't bottle all your creativity and just never release it because that'll
yeah.
leave you tense. You'll be very
Right.
tense.
Yeah. It could be working out. Maybe you want to run a little more harder. Maybe you want to lift more, reps or something, or, just daily goals and stuff. It's perfect for the mind, because they know that our minds could work against us. That little voice that say, "Oh, it's okay. You could just stay in the bed all day." Like they know
That's a
that.
strong. That's a very loud voice too. It's a
Yeah,
little voice, but it's loud.
I know.
It'll really works
Yeah,
its ass off to demotivate
yeah,
you.
yeah. Well, it's okay.
You're about to go for like a bike ride or a walk, and you
Yeah,
you do everything you can to not go. You're just like, I got to do this in the
I
house,
know.
or I forgot I got to type that on the computer, and then like 2 hours go by. You're like, oh, it's snowing outside or it's
Yeah,
raining. I can't
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Nah.
They know that. They know
Oh
everybody
yeah.
got the little voice that tell and they take advantage of that.
Hmm.
But you stay in your right brain and you be creative to avoid the little voice and let the little voice say, "Get your ass out there and get on that damn bike. You're gonna miss your time." So
Facts.
you could reverse the little voice. But back to these fools though. Like, so with this whole climate crap, polluters will have to pay to emit carbon dioxide. Like I said, you start exhaling, you have to. This is ridiculous. You start exhaling, you have to pay for it. There will
Like
be a price on carbon, and this will make help of fossil fuel history.
unreal, man.
Yeah, carbon monoxide. $5.
Yo, don't kill me. Can you imagine though, like how? Oh my god, dude! Like,
Too many people on the earth. They're breathing too hard.
oh my goodness, man.
You could be preparing to go to Mars, and yeah, we already know about that. Scientists will have worked out how to keep you healthy in space. So you're gonna go to space healthy too, okay? You're gonna go to space starving with your vegetarian possible burgers and your crickets and your what's that, soylent, and your almond milk, and yeah, and enjoy your cockroach milk too. That's another thing they want people drinking. And script, they want us to eat bugs too. That's another thing. They want us to really eat bugs like crickets. Like over here in America, the Mariners in Seattle, they sell crickets at the baseball game. You can have crickets.
This is just like what?
Yeah, they've been
Like
doing it
see,
for
that's such a
years.
weird social. Yeah, well, I have heard of that actually. Where is this again though?
Seattle.
Seattle.
I'm
Okay, I feel like
surprised.
there was some. I feel like it was
Surprised.
somewhere down south where I heard
I'm
something like that
shocked. I'm
too.
shocked Zachary didn't bring it up, but yeah. Well, he don't go to the baseball game, but yeah, like they have cricket. They've been having crickets there for like a long time. Like it's like regular, and but that's what they want us to eat. They want us to eat insects, and cockroaches have protein and and yeah, but anyway, Western values will have been tested to the breaking point. Checks and balances that underpin our democracies must be forgotten. So Western values would be raising your kids in a two-parent household. That has to go. And that fills in with the Black Lives Matter too. Like when you go on the website, it talks about how they need to get rid of the Western nuclear family, you know, which is going on now. And that's why a lot of men have low self-esteem, because they don't have a male figure to look up to, and then
Yeah,
again, it's just it's
facts.
conditioning.
That's
And
a big fact, man.
yeah, that's a whole nother chapter I'm gonna peel back on,
Whole chapter. That's a long chapter.
Yeah, and and you got a lot of people on YouTube talking about how men should be and all this shit. It's all conditioning, social
Yeah,
conditioning.
red pill man or red
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
man or be a
it's
soft man, be an overly hard man. And it's
yeah.
like,
Let's be a man. Let's be masculine.
just be you, dog. Be you and be
Yeah,
masculine. Be,
just be your natural
and
self.
if you're a
Yeah,
woman, be a woman, harness your woman. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Did you hear about Adele? She said she was happy that she's a woman
Mm,
at one of these award shows like a couple days ago or something. And the LGBT community got salty at her, saying,
yeah.
"What? You're happy you're a woman? You just had to bring that up?" It's like,
Because the award was a genderless category.
oh, really? Oh my God. See, that's how they do it now. Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
Genderless award category. It's like,
yeah.
come on, man.
Buying, yeah, and like even
Don't
with
you guys want to be included, not secluded? But then you're getting separate awards. It's like, man,
let me tell you something, man. Those nine times out of 10, the majority of those people. See, this is what they did, right? They created a whole psyop. They was like, how can we control people on what they say? Oh, we just make them feel guilty about being around gay people and expressing about lesbians and stuff. Like they used them as a clutch to make people not talk. And that was
exactly.
the psyop of the whole LGBT, was that they wanted to take away free speech, and they did it. And now everything is hate speech. So that was the point of it, of the whole thing. I never was like, oh, that person's gay, I'm gonna beat them up, whatever, whatever. Or,
Nah, yeah,
like
exactly.
I didn't care. Like it's your life. But they created where, if you think about it, it's a problem. Even like with men being scared to talk to women, they created where men have to think twice about looking creepy and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I mean, some men, people are creepy overall. I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
but they
Like
made
the
like,
average dude is like walking
yeah,
behind a
like,
chick in a mall and he's like, oh my
right.
God, she's
I,
gonna think I'm following her. I'm gonna make this last her.
She think I'm gonna meet to her. I
Yeah.
can't say hi.
I'm gonna just
Like,
go walk to this store that I
yeah,
don't care about, so she
yeah,
doesn't think I'm following me. Like, it's
right,
true. There's all
yeah,
these stupid social fears that have popped up due to
right.
this
Perfect.
alphabet
Social
community.
fairs, absolutely.
It's
And it's all a part of the Great Reset. It's all a
big
part of
time.
the whole agenda of controlling
Reset your
what
mind.
Western values. Yeah, like taking, I gotta buy my girl pink roses. Well, somebody gonna be like, well, I gotta be pink because she a girl. Like,
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
so yeah, that's the whole
Exactly.
point. Like, they just want to get rid of.
Overcomplicating things that
Yeah,
like just don't need to be like that, man.
right. It's just that, and that's just where this is leading up to. But there's, like I said, it it's only working in liberal settings. Doesn't work in conservative settings. So like, I'll give you an example. Like, even like, I don't know if anybody's in here from Oklahoma, but
Shout out to
like
people from Oklahoma, man.
like
Freeway here.
but Oklahoma is very, what church you go to type of place, where you're from. But then they have towns where some people are liberal. You get what I'm saying? And that's a red state. But there's towns where they do that over here, but they don't do that over here, boy. So there's some type of some type of grounding involved with that. That's the reason why, like what they did over there with Trudeau, basically, making everybody fall for a psyop. They had y'all, not you, but they had the majority of Canada primed to be
Mhm.
open minded.
Yeah,
So So when you're open-minded, it's easy to control somebody.
Well said. Yeah.
And the difference is like in Oklahoma, you can't control these people. They're all isolated. They're all separate. They're all, it's just so they say, fuck it, we just gonna crash the market and let
Yeah.
everybody starve. We can't get everybody, so we're gonna catch them in their pockets.
Facts.
And this segues perfect to about what's going on over there. So you have the Emergencies Act that they're doing over there where you're at, Script,
Yeah,
with
I'm hearing about this.
Justin Trudeau and King Justin Trudeau's Emergency Act overreached the
King's
crack.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
Is that what they're calling him in this
yeah,
editorial?
yeah.
Wow.
To crack
King,
down,
more like Jesuit Trudeau. But
right?
okay.
The crackdown on Ottawa's trucker vaccine mandate protest, and it was just like a paper right here that says the province of Ontario has declared a state of emergency. This means it's anticipated that effective midnight, February 12th, 2022, it is illegal and punishable to block, impede the movements of goods, people, services along critical infrastructure, and you can read the rest. But anyway, that's just saying, you get the fuck out the way. I need to give it up. But anyway,
Sorry, I just want to point out one quick thing.
mhm.
If that date is exactly accurate, February 12th, what's interesting is that date's written 12/2, like 122. And the day that they started the Freedom Convoy was on January 22nd, 1/22, 122. So, I mean, that would be very interesting if that's the case, that it started on a 122 date,
Right.
only to try to be like fully halted on that around that time, That's interesting.
Right. Yep. So basically, we already know that this whole protest is rigged, though. Like, it's quite obvious. Like, you just look at it, like, we need freedom. Like, all protests are rigged. The only real protest I've seen. Listen to this one. I got one for you. So they had the COVID-19 Telegram group. There was an organic group, and it was the one I mentioned earlier. I told everybody to look at.
All right.
With 100,000 people. So they did an opposition group called the New York Freedom group. The group that you see all the time with that Dominican girl.
Yeah.
And Rizza Islam and them. They're like the opposition to them.
Okay.
Because what happened was that they was going to do a march in New York, and then they moved their date the same day as the organic group. And they were pissed. And you had people going into their chat trying to infiltrate it, and they didn't have that. So yeah. But anyway, so this Canada convoy protest is 231. And oh, see, this is not popping up. I gotta do it like this way.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're getting at.
But yeah, so 231. The prime number is 21, and Justin is 21. So again, he's connected to that also.
And Jesuit and the word evil also equal 21.
21. Yeah, Saturn. We could go on.
Saturn.
21 is a long one. Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
So I'm gonna play this video here. I think people need to see this. About how they're basically going into people's wallets. Well, going into their bank accounts. They're gonna
just make sure your audio's good too. Hopefully, you're sharing with audio.
You're right. It's
all good.
And
it's good to see everybody still holding it down, man. We're 2 hours in, 65 people in here. I'm seeing some people helping out. Denise, Rick James with the like count. Much love, guys. I appreciate you guys doing that for real. And Carrie said painting is very rewarding. I'm definitely really look into it. I have some people who are already doing it, and it looks very fun and satisfying for sure. I'm like Matrix. I like to do music too, produce and write and rap and all that stuff. So it's being creative is very important. But anyways, I think Matrix got a good video to show us.
Let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah, let us know, guys, in the chat for audio. It's just quiet. I won't lie. I can hear it faintly.
All right, maybe you know what. All right, I'll just read it. I'll just repeat it. So basically, here, it's basically this one here. Christina Freeland, Deputy Prime Minister, whatever,
Oh, wait a
Minister.
second. Wait a second. Apparently, audio was good. Shy, are you saying audio was good for that video? Wait, try playing it again. Play it out a little bit. I cut you off too
That's
quick.
good. Okay.
Let's try it out. Let's play it for a couple of seconds. Let's see. I can't lie. No, I don't. I don't hear it unless they hear it. I don't hear it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, she's saying she can't hear the video audio. It's us. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. No, you're gonna have to paraphrase what she said.
All right, it's fine, guys. So basically, she said if your truck is being used in these illegal blockades, your corporate accounts will be frozen. Their
Yes.
insurance on your vehicle will be suspended, and they're also going to be taking cryptocurrency. So I'm like, but how are they going to go on people's wallet? Because if you go on a crypto wallet, you got to have a password. It's not easy to hack into. Well, it's easy to like screw it up and give out your password.
Mm-hmm.
But for the government to take your crypto wallet, I guess they're talking about y'all have Cash App over there too, right?
No Cash
No,
App
right?
actually.
I don't
Yeah.
know how. Yeah, I don't know how that. I was like, that's kind of funny style. I don't think
Probably
that's
just
good.
like PayPal's and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe with PayPal or whatever. But yeah, so this one was talking about they're taking away your
Like people
crypto.
don't realize how big of a statement what she's saying is. Like she's
Hmm.
she's setting a precedent that if you fight for your rights, we will freeze your shit so you can't fight any
Yeah,
longer. And
yeah,
people don't realize how bad and dark that is because there'll be a time when maybe even the alphabet community will need to protest, and this happens to them too. But
hmm,
we're sitting around here laughing at the unvaxxed. Oh, ha 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 ha! Just get it, just get
right.
it. And now they can't even fight for their cause, or this religion can't fight for that. Like people don't realize, man. People don't
Yeah,
realize.
it's like we are directing Canadian financial institutions to review their relationship with anyone involved in the illegal blockades. As of today, a bank or other financial services provider will be able to immediately freeze or suspend an account without a court order. That is
Without a court order. See the precedent that they're sending, man. They're yeah, man, 100%. So so much communism like maneuvers that are happening in the government right now, man. Very authoritative. It's pure despotism is how they're ruling based off pure fear.
right.
It's
And and
disgusting.
and this reflects, like you said, communism. It reflects that, and also too, it shows the future of what they want to do to everybody who does
Exactly.
say anything. And that's also part of social credit system, which is what they do in China. But also too, if you talk crazy about the government or say anything that doesn't follow order, they go on your account, make sure you don't fly anywhere, make sure you're domestic. They probably even take away your bus pass, take away your cars or whatever.
If you're
China.
unvaxxed already in my area, you can't even take the bus. You can't get on a
Oh
train.
my
You can't
god.
like if I needed the bus, if I needed to go fly, if I needed to take a train, I couldn't do none of those things, guys. None of those things. And that's thanks to Jesuit or Fidel Castro Trudeau, whatever name you
Right.
guys want to give him. That's thanks to him and his evil handlers
Yeah.
behind him.
Yeah, Ocean Pacific said Aaron Russo, great guy. You heard of Aaron Russo? You seen a video of him? He talked about.
So
Yeah, it's old, man. It's like 2009. Like he was talking about how he owned silver and he was a friend of Rockefeller. And he,
oh yeah. I know the guy. He's the chubbier guy, right? He has a
yeah,
slick back
he
gray
passed
hair.
away with with I think he had pancreatic cancer or something.
Yes.
He made the movie Trading Places and stuff with Eddie Murphy.
God,
But
yeah.
but yeah, like he was just saying like overall, like yeah, he said they want to put a chip in you, and then if you don't follow the orders, they turn your chip off. You can't eat, you can't get nothing, you can't survive. Same.
Yeah, I fully remember this guy. Yeah.
Your chip is your phone. The mark of the beast is the phone itself. Like I said, it's the black box. It's the actual black
Mm,
mirror. So once they shut that off, you don't have control, and that's the same thing again. They want to have control, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like they create the problem and then they use a solution, and this is what it is. Like this whole trucking convoy thing. It sounds great.
mhm.
It looks great, but it's a stage play, you know.
Exactly. There's order out of chaos in the year 2022. And again, it's all over mandates. Mandate equals 22. And this started on the 22nd day of 2022. It's straight order out of chaos. It's straight organized.
And
Freedom convoy equals 56, like
yeah, come
coronavirus.
on, man.
Mind control 56. This is a lot of people in Canada, bro, are like straight up like, oh, I'm just counting on those truckers. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You're still wearing a mask. You
Exactly.
should take that off. You should just start
Unbelievable.
helping that. Like, you're not doing nothing. Like, everybody's just looking for someone else to save them. And I'm like, bro, like, I wish, but that's not the case, bro. Like, you
Right.
gotta do it, man. You gotta speak up. You gotta do your part. Like just
Right. It's
it's
insane.
frustrating, man. It's
No, I,
frustrating.
I feel you. It's insane. Yeah, because like, you know, like the way how they want to push it, they use these people, they prop them up, and then they do the dirty work after, so they can say, hey, they didn't follow orders, but you seen what happened. They try to make an example out of everybody. You
Exactly.
know,
Like
and
like again, there's people that are rooting for this and they don't know that eventually in time they'll try to protest and that's what will happen to them in the first day of protesting because
mhm,
they let it happen to these people. And that's why they're using the staged event to do this. Cuz
right.
if it was an organic event, it'd be harder for them to kind of pull these type of maneuvers. But since it's staged, they know how they're playing with this narrative, man. They know how they're playing with it. Apparently one of the guys who's very big on the movement, I think his name's like Pat King or something.
Oh, Chris
Uh
Guy.
no. Chris,
Oh,
sorry, not him. This
okay,
is a guy who's more involved in the actual trucker convoy.
okay,
He apparently just got arrested, and he filmed his arrest, or he got detained. I don't know about arrested. I'm not
okay.
sure exactly. So we'll hear what comes with that. But again, we don't even know exactly what's happening to the guy. Maybe the second they lock him in the car, they're all laughing. They're like, "Oh man, the people are eating it up." Like, fuck, we don't really know, man. This could be deep. Like
Hmm.
the amount of trickery, man, we just don't know. But there's a lot of suspicious things about it.
Right. It is. Um, when you do Emergencies Act, it's 127. Prime is 31, just like Bacon's 31. And when you do Santanic, Bacon's 303, just like Justin's 303. So again, it's just
Yeah, freeze their
those
bank
it's just
accounts.
some freaking connections all over the place. And yeah, man, that's just what it is. Like they're gonna be doing a lot of stage ritual. Well, I can't even say ritual anymore because it's just stage theater plays
Yeah, straight
to
theater.
to basically use this implement to implement force, and even look with the stock market crashing, it's to control wealth, even with the housing crash, it's to control housing.
Yeah.
They put out all these tenant laws. Now you have a law where the tenants can vote to get rid of their landlord, and guess what? If they evict the landlord, now they're evicting landlords. It's crazy,
The hell?
right?
You own
That
the place and you get kicked out
you
by your
get
tenants?
kicked out, yeah. And then guess who
The
takes
hell?
over? Guess who take over? The government.
BlackRock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come
Damn
on, man.
near. That's fucked up, man.
It's
I didn't hear
ridiculous.
about this. This is a New York thing, obviously, yeah?
No, it's going to start in major cities. So they did it in San Francisco, and
Oh,
then
okay.
now they
So
did it
they're
in New
starting
York.
there.
Yeah, they starting. Cali and New York are like
Are the same in
it's the
terms of
measuring stick. Yeah,
facts.
it's the measuring stick, man. That's what it is. It's just they do, but also too the thing with the housing with the make sure you have clean electrical wiring crap. Like no gas, no gas heating and all that stuff. They're gonna start in New York. No, they're gonna start in they're gonna do it in Atlanta. And they're gonna do it in other major cities. I forgot the name. They're gonna do one in Tampa, Florida too. That's where Bill Gates is. Surprise, surprise. Guess who owns all the land in Tampa? Oh well, Bill
Yeah.
Gates does. You know what I'm
He
saying?
bought a farm somewhere too. Was it in Seattle? He
He
bought
brought
242 like something thousand acres of land in I think Seattle. Bill Gates. So I know he did recently a massive purchase of land.
yeah, he brought in Texas too. Own land in
Wow.
Texas, own
And
land
he's
in
building
Tampa.
Jesuit high schools across the states from what I've heard too. His foundation has hands in that. So, building the indoctrination camps essentially,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Um
And
and sorry, something that I found in the background while you were talking about
sure.
BlackRock. I did a quick Google search and guys, look at this in relation to what Matrix was bringing up. Someone was, bringing up the Vatican connections. So, I wanted to quickly see what I could find and uh where is it? Where is it? I have the tab. Bear with me for a second. Yeah. Here it is. Okay, so check this out. Um so this article says from Wall Street to the Vatican, the Pope's chat with Larry Fink. So this is the individual that Matrix was just bringing up, who is the CEO of BlackRock. Before we even get into anything, the meeting happened on June 9th of 2018. And let's look at some numerology real quick. Make sure my screen's sharing. Um, Look at this here, guys. Look at this here. So again, this is CEO of BlackRock on June 9th, 6/9. like 69, the Jesuit order 69. But look at this. From that day, 2018, the meeting of Larry Fink at the Vatican with the Pope to Pope Francis's birthday, that's a span of 191 days. Hopefully, you guys can see that there. Yep, 191 days. And those who are familiar and those who are not, Society of Jesus equals 191, right? So again, 191 days from the Pope Francis' upcoming birthday. He meets with the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink. But also, again, it's on a day that is written 6/9 because it's June 9th, right? So perfect Jesuit numbers, but I just quickly want to read what they go on to say here very shortly. It goes on to say, with summer temperatures on the rise, the Pope's June 9th meeting with Larry Fink, CEO of the investment firm BlackRock, and other executives on the issue of climate change couldn't be more timely. Back in 2015, the Pope issued an encyclical on climate change, highlighting the unchecked consumption of greed cause massive devastation to our planet. And remember, who's the greed that's causing it? It's them, but they're pushing it on us. The Pope has repeatedly brought climate change to the forefront of international discussions, including connecting the issues of worldwide hunger with war and climate change, which, again, who could fix world hunger? Who's controlling climate change? Anyways, right? It's bullshit. But forced migrations, hunger, water, pollution, scarcity, increased poaching, etc. Actually, sorry, I want to skip to this part here. Here's where it is. There you go. In October 2017, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink announced that he was going to start holding companies accountable to be good corporate citizens. BlackRock is the world's largest investment firm, controlling more than $3 trillion in assets. So this is just backing what Matrix is saying, and this is also backing the connections that we're pointing out. It's the Vatican that is coercing these big companies and dictating how they move, and it's all by the numbers. 191 days on 6/9. Come on, man. Come on.
So
it's
obvious.
the Jesuits. It's the Jesuits pushing these guys to do this bullshit. BlackRock, Saturn, and the last thing, Saturn worship, 201, right? The Jesuit order. We know it's 201 as well. Let me pull up the reverse ordinal. My apologies. Zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. 201, 201. It's by no coincidence. BlackRock is the Saturn worship. Anyways, I'm going to pass it back to you, but I just wanted to point that out because that was saw that Vatican BlackRock connection.
No, that's good. Yeah, no, that was
by the numbers.
Yeah, that was my presentation though. That just what old Castro's little gentleman son.
Hey man, it's so bullshit, man, what they're running in Canada. I don't know where people can't see it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where. And hey, we said we were going to show more symbolism.
Okay, we could do that.
I just wanted to show a few more pictures while we're at it of Saturn symbolism going on. And you can see the rings of Saturn throughout all these companies, from Bud Light to Capital One, Boeing, AAA. Some more examples here: DirecTV, Earthlink. I mean, look at it. It's Saturn symbolism amongst all of these companies. eBay also has the ring of Saturn as well. You have the sigil of Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
That's also encoded in exons. And exon, if I'm correct, that's gas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. That's in the States.
That's over here. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that over here. But Freemasonry logo also has the sigil of Saturn incorporated in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Newport, Nike.
Look at
the Nissan, Internet Explorer, Whirlpool, Saturn. I mean, it doesn't get much more obvious than
Saturn. And also too, don't forget the companies that are in blue is Saturn too.
Yes.
Like,
you're right. Saturn represents that dark blue.
Yeah, PayPal, even the NCAA college, even Volkswagen, Warner Group is a big W, but it's in blue, and Dell, the computer company, Geico, Nokia.
Here you go. Here's a whole bunch of other ones. Hopefully,
yeah, the blue. It's crazy.
People, Samsung's logo.
It's a obsession. Yeah, over here, United Airlines, AIG.
Bell Mobility in Canada, one of the biggest telecommunications
Oh,
networks. Their old logo was Saturn. They changed it.
and
Uh,
you can't forget this Bluetooth for your phone. Bluetooth.
Facts. Yep, facts. Also, another big bank in Canada actually upgraded their logo. It's CIBC, and they
Hmm.
changed it too. Let me show you guys. It's hilarious. If you know, you know. And I'm glad that we could say we know. Look at this. So, a big bank in Canada recently decided to change their logo, and it used to just look like this, kind of like a Saturn's ring already.
Right.
But then they switched it and said, "Hey, let's get more Saturn. Let's just do
There.
the cube."
Let's do the cube. Right.
Fuck it. Let's
You,
just slap
you
it.
you know who does the biggest obvious? And I was like, you sell out fucks. You have Brave browser. You don't. Oh, you're on Google Chrome. But Brave, if whoever uses Brave browser, Brave has Saturn on it all the time. Like they literally, like soon as you go on, they will show Saturn. You say it's the lion now, but when you actually download the browser
Interesting.
and
Yeah.
open up, yeah, you catch up. I think they have a program called Chronos, and also, yeah, see, even like the tabs on your phone, like when you're on like the different tabs on Brave browser, you will see Saturn on the side of it too. And and
like,
yeah,
come on,
I know,
man. Come
yeah,
on, man. Oh my God, the God of time.
right.
And you clock in. You know these people
Hey,
know esoteric knowledge.
hey,
You know they're
hey,
using it against us.
hey, whether you need to get verified online on Instagram, a blue check, Saturn. Again,
Exactly. Who's
Twitter,
gonna? Oh my God, dude.
Twitter is blue also. Facebook
Like,
is blue,
that's
and it
fact.
got all
Yeah,
your
this is
pictures
true.
in your life on it. Again, same
Like,
story.
why would they do this? Like, okay, if they didn't know the meaning of Chronos, they wouldn't have put this. This is so
Right.
smart. The time card, Chronos, like, oh my God, dude!
I'm
For
laughing
someone
at.
to just be, oh, that's conspiracy, man. You're looking too deep. It's like, what?
Oh, I'm
That's
at.
not even deep. That's surface level.
What's funny is they're showing 720. Like really? Like, so.
I mean, this is a random photo, but
I know.
to
All
be
right.
fair, but
Well,
yeah.
what's going on here? All right. Yeah.
What is going on, man? Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. Yeah, man, it's just the symbolism runs rampant, man. It runs rampant with what they're doing. And it's frustrating that people don't know. Again, I don't know it all at all. I have so much to fucking learn. It's disgusting. And I think we all do, to say the least. But I'm happy to say that we've done some more research than the average, a lot of us in this community, and we could see it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's frustrating seeing it, because it's not frustrating that we see it, it's frustrating that no one else sees it with us.
Yeah.
That's the annoying part.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's what motivated me to come back from my break was that we're in the middle, like middle America's dead. Like it's
Yeah,
over.
man.
Like there's no such thing. Like people are poor. People live in the suburbs. They're poor. They live in check by check. Everything's going up. Inflation is just killing their pockets. Home insurances are going up because there's crime in their neighborhood now. People are reporting this and that. Like there's a lot of changes that are going on now, and it needs to be talked about. It needs to be explained. The stock market going red and green, people investing, realizing that there's manipulation going on so they could do a economic crash. Um, housing, a lot of houses, their prices are extremely high. Again, when nobody buys them when they're high, it causes a market crash. It's the same thing. Like, it's just 2000. This is 2008 all over again, but it's definitely on steroids. Like they really want everything to collapse.
That they really want to hit that reset button
They
for
want to hit the
sure.
reset button for sure, definitely, and it's soon to be, and March is the third month. They call March the third month, and then if it's on March 3rd, then that's your 33 right there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh,
So it's all reason to do so.
I mean, well, I mean, let's try to. I mean, because you said you wrapped up your presentation, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I've pretty much got what I've got to say off my chest, but at the same time, what I wanted to direct us to, which is, what are some solutions that me and you can provide, or you can provide, and I'll try my best to provide some
Mm-hmm.
uh, for everyone right now? Like, what can we move towards? You know?
Um, well, I think okay. Well, everything has a good and bad. Um, you can make money off the metaverse. You can build a business on there. You could sell products on there. You could have a setup. You could have a pop up shop on there. So you could use that. You could have one foot in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always like that. Like you could use the bad and make it good.
I
As,
agree. Yeah.
as long as you're not killing anybody or whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because even like me, I will have one foot in that and the metaverse, but not all in. Like I'm trying to have sex with plastic dolls. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, you can make money off of that. You can make money off of monetizing your art. You could do things where you can make money. It's easy to, and you know what's crazy? Even though it was a pandemic, a lot of businesses made a lot of money, man. They
Dude, it's
made a
disgusting
lot of.
what some people
There was
made.
a lot of wealth for. I mean, a lot of transition of wealth that went on, and you could be a part of it. You just have to create something where people can monetize, and you can feed your family off of it. And also, too, you could do cybersecurity. There's a lot of things people. You can learn how to fix phones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little things that you could do. You can learn, even if you want to learn how to fix the metaverse goggles, or whatever.
So you're saying take, like, I think I
Mhm.
I I understand what you're saying, and I think it's something that is worth considering for people, because some people are like, because okay, it's inevitable that we are moving into this sort of changes in this world, because clearly people aren't standing up, and if they don't stand up, these changes will happen. So what
Right.
Matrix is saying is, you're gonna have to adapt. You're not gonna
Right.
try to compromise and sell yourself out. That's not what he's saying. He's not
Yeah.
saying hop into the metaverse and live like a bot. He's saying
No.
if there is aspects that he could take from it without compromising his morality to benefit in some way, then he will do it. That's adapting with the times.
Yeah. You gotta.
And
You gotta.
you know what I mean? He's not saying sit there and stay on the metaverse all day, just to clarify, in case anybody might think of it that way. And I agree with that too. Yeah. We have to find ways to maneuver. Some say don't deal with cryptos, some say do. I'm not a
Yeah.
financial investor,
Right.
but if you can manage to get something from it, some might say you're feeding the beast, but there's
And,
almost no
and
way we're not feeding the beast in this
right.
world
I
sometimes.
mean. I mean. This is how I see it. It's like Robin Hood. You have to steal and give it back to the neighborhood. Like you have to be able to be a Robin Hood. We all need to be
Mm,
Robin Hoods. We
mm.
don't doesn't mean you have to stick in the middle of the problem. Just be a Robin Hood. Like me. Like I look forward to building something in the future and have at least I could find a way to give people jobs and stuff. That's one of my bucket lists is to help people get jobs and or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to get around this. And also too if you don't want to get bothered with that, you could just live off the grid and try to find a homestead and get a grant. Try to get something going on. Have
Very interesting.
You could take advantage of the government because the government gives grants for homesteading, so you
Mm,
could create a homestead also. So there's other ways to get around this craziness.
very interesting.
You
Okay.
you could do that. And also too, for personal reasons, detox because nobody talks
Mhm,
about it. You just detox. Stop eating pizza. Stop eating bread.
mhm.
Stop eating
And I
pasta.
know that one's tough for a lot of people. And hey, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I'm guilty. I like to a little snacky snack.
Yo, I love
We are
pizza, man.
we hey, look, I like chips. You like pizza.
Yeah,
We're guilty there.
yeah,
There's just, but we're not. We know none of us, Matrix nor I, have never claimed to be perfect. We are not infallible. We're not like the popes who claim to be infallible by any means. We might dip and dabble, but at the end of the day, we see it
yeah.
for what it is, and we try our best to moderation, balance.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Exercise. Do something creative, and you know, just make sure you're right. I say this. Just make sure you're spiritually right. If you take care of within, you're gonna survive anything.
Bet,
I'm
bet,
a,
bet.
I am the vocal part of that for sure. Like I'm testifying literally right here, telling you guys that.
Mm, mm. Nah, man, and that's some really good advice, man. I think people could take advantage of that, and work with what you said. You know what I mean, and take it for what it is. Because again, you're not trying to tell people to compromise and dive deep into
No,
the meta and live in it and whatever. But you're saying, and not just the meta. That's just an example. You're just saying
right.
things are changing, so try your best to
Take a take
adapt and
advantage.
take advantage, just
Yeah,
because there's always loopholes in everything, and you got to be able to find a way in, you know, to the best of your ability, guys.
right. Yeah. I mean, when Facebook came out and they had advertisements and ads and all that stuff, there was people who was making books about how to advertise on Facebook and stuff. And like again, you got to learn how to survive and learn. And people are like, I don't want. What do you mean survive? I don't want to. Well, guess what? This is life. You have to work. And
Exactly.
that's the problem. Like even like with men, like me and you, Script, we're men. Like
Hmm.
men work 24/7. Talk to your
Hmm.
father about that, or your grandfather, or an elder. Like they had to work all the time. Even with less technology, you have to work all the time. Like there's no other way. There's no such thing as being lazy. You have to work. Like you know, we have to work all the time, and that's a lot. It's a lot of people complaining and whining about work, and it's bad.
Yeah, man.
Especially you're working on yourself. This is your self work, but you go to clock in the Cronus every day, but you don't want to work on yourself.
Bow. Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Exactly. Limited mindset, man, and that's thanks to Chronos clocking in with Chronos, keeping you in that box.
Right.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was great information, man. And I'm glad I asked you that question because I knew you would have some good answers to provide for everybody and
Indeed,
myself.
man.
But yeah, guys, I think how you feeling, man? You have anything else you want to get off your chest?
No. Shout out to the real CJ. He said Matrix just said the really shit on the live. Yeah, man. I'm glad
Wow,
it resonated. You know,
good, man. I'm happy that people are vibing with it. Let me go through
yeah.
some of the chat as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, please carry on, carry on. I cut you off there.
No, that's all I have to say. We just have to just keep working, and it doesn't mean being toxic where you're working yourself to death, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just, you have to work. You have to work on your body, work on detoxing, and work on your mentality, work on your capabilities. Make sure that you know what you're doing, and make sure you're keeping yourself satisfied and be happy first instead of making other people happy. And that's another thing that they use. You have to follow the rules and la la la. No, you need to follow your rules. So
And yeah, don't buy into that whole new normal. And new normal equals 47, just like government and authority.
right. Don't.
So that's yeah. So yeah, guys, I think I
That's
think
it.
yeah, I think it's fair to say we could wrap up episode 25 of the Script Hackers podcast. And again, I know some people are probably curious if you haven't seen what I said at the start of the video. Neo's just chilling out. He's taking a little bit of a break. He'll be back when he's ready. So yeah, just hang tight. I'm gonna try to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Matrix is
Shout out to Neo.
definitely, man. Shout out Neo. He's holding it down. And we're gonna hold it down as well on this end. Matrix, you're always welcome to come back on the show anytime.
Oh, sure. Of course.
You know
For
what it
sure.
is. And yeah, man, CJ says another impactful stream as always. That's love, bro. You always tapping in and for real, and everybody else too that's here. I love it, man. I love it. I really do. So just remember, guys, if you guys can like the video, subscribe to both of our channels, whether it's our socials on YouTube or Instagram. Just helps get this word out, and then we can have more people join this convo and feel less lonely in this fucked up world.
Yeah, man. Like I said, just always realize the hill, and don't be serious all the time too. That's another thing. Like
That's
we
it,
we
man.
we know what's going on. Just know what's going on, but don't be serious all the time. Whining and crying. No. Be happy,
Hmm.
man.
Definitely, 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 definitely. It's just you got to have some fun in this, man. You got to have some fun in this. d- yeah, I couldn't have said it any better, man. Just stop being so serious. Like, we know what it is. We see what's happening, and we see that being serious all day isn't exactly helping us get out of it. So
Right.
maybe a little bit of satire might help.
Word.
You just never know. So give it a shot, guys. Doing the same thing over and over is insanity. So we don't want to be insane. But yeah, man, it's much love, man. It's much love to everybody here. Matrix, appreciate you pulling up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it, man.
No sweat, man. You know, I'm always glad to have you on. But guys, episode 25 is a wrap. Until next time, I hope to see everybody pull up next time. Again, it's been real, man. And yeah, we'll catch you guys around.
Much love.
Much love, guys. Wrapping it up. Take it easy. Stay blessed. Peace and love.